is amazing. It's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moscow and Cam Waters.
It's motorsport, but not as you know it. Test yourself and your everyday road car. Safe, affordable, but most of all, fun. And all you need is your daily driver. Experience the thrill of a sprint day. Race against the clock at a hill climb. Or test your reflexes with an auto test. It takes just 3 simple steps to get started. Get on the start line. Search Motorsport Australia Daily Driver today.
Fishies in a row. They're here to make a point and to do Eddie proud. They fan out in the background as they come down to turn 1 for the first time. It all looks pretty good, 2 by 2. We'll stop the camera here. Oh, Eddie would be proud, mate. That was awesome run around turn 1. But, oi! Contact with the fishies!
He's made it through. It doesn't look like Angus has made it, but Thomas Freeman's made it through, and Angus is going to suffer the crowd coming through there to be able to turn his car around. Woo.
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride. Whatever you ride.
Whatever you ride.
Ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
And they are off. It was a good start from Dylan De Bono. I think Phil Vella got a great start there in the background as well. You can see already cars going 5, 6 wide as they're trying to find any semblance of space. They come into T1. So far we've got 2, 3 wide as they snake down. It's Michael Conchar that's got around Dylan De Bono. A couple of cars going wide there. Was that a bit of contact in the back? Scott Pocock caught up in that, I think, there, buddy. But it's Michael Cuttajar's got past, so Dylan... light is coming out and we're about to get going, and we have a green light and a very slow start for the 86s, but they are moving out there on the grid. It would be very interesting to see exactly which driver can capitalise on this first lap. Just go through the grid. Look like Jamie Christensen had a really awesome start to get ahead of Dylan De Bono, and Doug Gowage also jumped his teammate as well, so unfortunately Dylan stalled the car a little bit more than what he preferred. But
Weekend in, weekend out, Motorsport Australia officials are making waves. From waving flags, waving cars through pit lane, or responding to a wave for help. Wave hello to new lifelong friends. Who knows, you might just make waves around the world. Ride the first wave. Search Motorsport Australia officials today.
Still great classes of car, and if you are able to, if you're coming up the ranks on iRacing through the licenses, it's a fantastic sort of laneway into prototype driving, going from that GT3 up through the prototype classes. As the safety car pulls in, we get ready to go green as we come up towards the line. Edwards, Hasler, who's going to get the jump down to turn 1, or will any of the fishies, any of the piranhas in behind them, assault them down towards
green and they're off.
First lap. Let's go here.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons.
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover,
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannon's.
Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
This is amazing. It's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moscow and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tannock and Jamie Dyson just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up to the inside, but he hasn't defended it, which is fair enough. It's pretty scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can just absolutely thank you, but it is a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be watching from. Welcome back to Sim Racing World TV, and welcome back to the Warren & Brown Tours Beat Supercars Super Sunday Series. Going to be back on Sunday nights for this one after a Monday night affair last week. We're here for round number 6 out at Winton Motor Raceway for Season 2. I'm your commentator here tonight, Hamish Munro, joined once again alongside by Steve Sinkovic. Steve had a great race on Tuesday night here with the Pro-Ams and the Amateurs. Going to be a good little insight, gave us a good little insight to how this race could unfold here tonight. Difficult track to pass on, obviously. Can get it done if you force the doors, but it does lead to good racing. So I am excited to see how these pros and Pro-Ams do around, well, personally, one of my favourite Australian circuits, one that holds a very close place in my heart, and one that I love to drive around myself. So it's going to be absolutely epic.
Just cracking that can open, mate. It's only a Pepsi Max.
Oh, you're in my world tonight.
Yeah, I know. I'm slumming it, yeah. It's, you know what? Tuesday night feels like a lifetime away. I can't remember who won.
Ray won race number 1, and then Jamie Davis won race number 2.
That's right. And who was the amateur wins? We had, was that?
No. That was the race number 2. We had it was Fitzpatrick and Taylor on the podium. So Fitzpatrick won.
Yes,
I can't remember the first race of the amateurs.
What a night that was! It's all coming back to me, man. It's all flooding into my brain like one big dream. That was an epic night. And for those of you people who haven't watched it yet, you've got to go out and watch it. We popped some cherries again on Tuesday night, didn't we? We had our first podium for Mr. Taylor, first outright podium, and that was I'll tell you what, lucky he'd moved from Tasmania to Geelong area, because he probably would have been locked up for streaking in Geelong.
What do you mean? I was going to say Tasmania would be a regular affair to have a streaker out there out the street. Steph's saying we're quiet. Have you checked your volume on your YouTube, Steph? Because our levels look pretty good on my end.
Yeah. How's the lazy fox sit on the fence? I'll tell you what, great track, lots of fun. We had an absolute perler on Tuesday night. Can hear Cinco, you're a bit quiet for Hamish. Yeah, that's all right.
Maybe
Hamish
I was just looking
revving
away.
his engines. Yeah, he's just revving his engines a bit. He'll get there. But let us know, Steph, if it continues to be that way, because we will pump it up, as we always do. It was a killer race on Tuesday night. It had its moments. Had a few people that ended up on the walls. Had a few people that ended up hitting the pit walls. Had some fuel strategies involved. It had all sorts of things involved. It was pretty cool all round. We had a lot of fun.
Well, the Gumtree was the place to be. That was where quite a big incident happened in race number 2 that saw quite a few penalties getting handed out to some drivers. So, it was quite an interesting one for that one, I suppose. You know, if there's anyone out there who's been watching the Nürburgring 24 hours today, you finally get racing on screen after 12 hours of a red flag. It's guaranteed no red flags here because, well, the only way we could have a red flag at Singer is if for some reason the server decided to disconnect and then everyone got dropped out. That's the only way we could ever have it happen. So
This is very true. We haven't got a massive lineup tonight, but a very fast lineup tonight. All the fast boys have come out to play, and it seems like season 3 is going to be pretty massive, because I've had a lot of people reach out to me in the last few weeks, Hamish, that are going to come back and race a Series 3. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I'm really looking to the battle out here. Blake Warboys, Rian, Dykey. There's a few people here that are pretty fast that are going to be flying like crazy out there.
Well, even Bruce Tannick had some pace on him on Tuesday last week, and he'll be looking to match that coming into tonight's race as well. We know Tim Mulford's found a little bit of pace here tonight. Gerard Sanfuentes is back as well, so that top 10's looking nice and close. Going to be a nice tight battle between them here tonight. I mean, you spoke about Season 3, Singer, obviously. Well, if anyone's been living under a rock or they just haven't been paying attention, we obviously didn't go live on Friday night with with IMSA again. As we determined there wasn't enough entries for the track we were at to be able to produce the best show possible. There will be meetings and conversations happening in the background to keep everyone up to date, and whether that series will continue or whether it will turn into something else, those conversations will be had and we'll be keeping people in the loop. We've kind of determined now that it needs to be basically probably 15 entries, 10 of them being GTDs and at least 5 GTPs for it to be a viable show. Because otherwise you have the cars spreading out, you don't get much racing, and then it's not a very fun night for all. But we also want to be able to give everyone open opportunity to get on screen and be involved in some which way or the other for us to be able to show some racing. And I hate not broadcasting it because I love IMSA. I watched the Detroit race from their actual race weekend this afternoon, and it sucks that we weren't able to do it. But if you guys want it on and you guys want to be involved, sign up for the Series Come and Race. There's 3 rounds left to go, so that they're all going to be relatively good tracks for those types of cars, and it should be on for some good racing. So hopefully we can get that back on your screens in the final 3 rounds, and we'll determine whether it's going to be viable for us to keep it going into Season 3, or if we start something else like Porsche Cups or TCRs or whatever it might be. Those conversations will be had.
I've let Hamish go on because I need him to do his RIP because he's a very passionate IMSA man, but there is definitely conversation going in the background between me and Dean and a couple of ideas over the last 24 hours. As of probably tomorrow night, after we have our racing reviews for our tickets, I'll let the team know what the plans are going to be, and it's going to be a lot of fun because there's a lot going on behind the scenes that not even the team knows. So it's going to be pretty cool. Anyway, watch this space. That's all gone past. We'll work forward and get to bigger and better. Tonight is the big one. My camera's on excitement at the moment. If you want to flick it onto that, Hamish, it's got boys flying left, right and centre already. Expecting some big nights. I really want to see Tannick up there on the podium, mate. He hasn't been there for a while, and he's a freaking good driver too. So I'm really cheering him on tonight to get him going, but there's going to be some pace out there tonight because there's some really fast boys, and there's a lot of boys that love this track, Hamish, that are really fast on this particular type of track. It suits their style, so we'll be interested to see. Rick Viger's out there. Welcome back, Rick. We've missed him for a few weeks because of work commitments. A lot of boys that are out there are all pacey guys, so fingers crossed. Lots of battles. I don't want anyone to roll it just coming out of the first chicane, but if I was a betting man and if I was a nature lover, I would be a koala sitting in that gum tree at that corner because I reckon that's where all the action's going to be tonight.
Mate, that is, I agree with you, but I think qualifying is going to be absolutely imperative for tonight. Obviously, it's tough to get overtakes done as Rehan Leonardo goes top of the timing sheet there with a 1 minute 10.531. Tannick goes P2 with a 110.974. Sorry, 118s there in the 118s. Do apologise, couldn't read it properly. Coleman is P4 at the moment with a 119.16. His teammate Jamie Dykes gone P2, P3 with a 119.09. Stone Street currently makes up the top 5 with a 119.22 for... Gerard Sanfuentes has now just beaten him into P5.
Blake's on all purples, mate.
Oh.
Look at this. How's he going down there? He's coming up to the last sector now as we speak.
Just gone across the line. He's gone P1 with a 118.41. I mean, to be fair to Blake and to Rehan, Blake actually races here in real life. He's an Albury boy, and he races here quite often. Jacko's never feared the numpty brigade is here. Great to have you in the chat. Obviously, Steph Piccoli out there as well, Andrew Rushworth, Dodsy too.
We've got the Pelican group back tonight. Go
We
Gallon,
do.
it's already
Yeah,
starting.
Yeah, Gallon, hang on. John Gallon started his own support network in the chat. I mean, the first thing they're saying, good luck PR, boys. Is that fair?
Yeah. Well, Dodgy tried it too. The only one who responded was me by telling him, Dodgy goes, good to be back on home soil. And I said, mate, just stay off the soil.
That's what you got to try and focus on around here for sure.
Lots of greens. Look at this. Brad Doble's got four sectors in the green. We know it doesn't have to be all purple to be top spot. So he's done well. Has he got himself up to 10? Not too bad. Oh, keep an eye out, viewers. Tuesday night, we got an early start. It's a 7 o'clock quality start because Tuesday night is an enduro with a top 10 shootout. So you've all been looking to it. We all love them. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
That is also the night that the iRacing Season 3 update comes at 10 p.m. And it is the night that the Corvette and the Mustang gets released on iRacing, which I'm very excited for.
That might be a hot thing for next week's topics.
Wednesday is going to be a day for me just to race around in the Mustang all day, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, mate, I don't have a rig to race on at the moment. I've been waiting for this GT3 Mustang to come out. Oh, I'll tell you what, I just saw Coleman just missed the fence as he's coming into the pits, and straight behind him, one of the other boys that ran right in the back of him as well. What do we got? War Boys in a 118.413. Leonardo in a 118.531. Vismar's got himself up to third place. Tannock fourth. Will Brown, the famous Will Brown, in fifth. And Jamie Dyke sixth. Dave Coleman, 7th. J.R. Cifuentes in 8th. Troy Stone Street, 9. And Brad Jobel in 10. That's our top 10 all pros. The classifications, we mentioned it the other night. You did Thursday night with me. And I'll tell you what, the admin boys have got up so close and so well done. It is brilliant because have a look at it. Top 11 is all pros at the moment. Apart from Dooley and Viger, who have got themselves up in that gap between the rest of them.
Just to confirm, Stuart Warboys has confirmed Blake only races go-karts at Albury Wodonga Kart Club, not Winton Car Track. Okay, well, he lives near Winton, so he has somewhat of a connection to it. We'll claim that.
Racing tonight?
No, Matt, Mr. Parker's not on track. He raced on Tuesday.
That's
pretty
right.
sure Monday.
He's heading for the Sunday session as
Yeah.
well. But anyway, Warboys has got a second sector purple.
He has indeed.
With
He's
an
also got a
orange.
first sector green as well, so he could be even better. Oh, no, he's pulled out of it the last minute, unfortunately. That could have been a
sometimes that's better to
wild
pull out in the last minute.
Never pull out, Sinker.
We've got 30 in the 30 people out tonight already, and we're into our halfway through our qualies at the moment. Look, reach out, send your mate a text, tell him to come and watch. Let's see if we can get around the 50 to 60 tonight. I'd really want to see it because this is going to be an epic race. Don't worry about the Nürburgring. That's gone, done, and dusted. That's just been a waste of 12 hours of people watching nothing. Come out and watch these boys race because this is going to be an epic battle all the way through.
You do what I've done if you're on your computer. Have Nürburgring in a little square and a pop-out waiting for that green flag to drop. But watch some supercars action at the same time. You get the old double bubble happening too. And see John Gallen trying to better his time. P17 at the moment, in behind Doddsy, trying to get further up the running order. Oh, big old Dykey up into P3.
Yeah, this time's up here.
Return to form for Dykey at the moment, isn't he? He's back up the front end of town.
He's starting to get back to where he was, yes, because he was out of the rig for a fair few months, and now he's back in. It looks like he's starting to get up there. Pull out.
Dykey's a man that never pulls out of anything, so this is why he's now finding some pace all of a sudden. So he's really getting back up the front end of town and getting that pace in. Hopefully he's going to be able to bring a challenge to both Rehan and Blake here tonight. But we could be in for an incredible battle. And if there's any safety cars tonight, that could completely change things on track, completely change the landscape, and really throw a spanner in the works.
It definitely will. We're missing a few pro-ams tonight.
We are.
Which is unusual. Dykey. Oh, I thought he was going to roll it for us, but he didn't. Oh, look, these guys are sitting for a photo shoot. Did you see that?
I saw that. Well, Rehan's on for a quick lap, though. He's gone purple in the first sector, but he is approaching some traffic, so whether this will hold him up or not, we'll have to wait and see. Round the gum tree he comes, and And we'll see. He's gone green in second sector, so this is still going to be a good lap from him. But we'll see if he can hold it together for the final 2 sectors here and maybe get it on to pole position for this race, as we're now 9 minutes 15 seconds into proceedings. We've got about 5.5 minutes to go. Only 5.5 minutes for Rehan Leonage to find the pace in this Commodore to get it onto the top step for Phoenix Racing Team by HRS and see if he can pip local boy Blake Warboys to pole position here tonight.
Is he going? He's got an orange third sector. As he crosses the far end, here he comes. Oh, orange sector.
Oh, 4-7. He's 600ths off.
Wow. Wow, 500ths.
Oh.
That is very close. This shows you how tight this race is going to be. It's going to be. I could just see these top 4, 5. Just following each other. Like it's going to be a train and a half at the front.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that top 5 really staying amongst each other, because I think if Blake's able to hold off Rehan for a lap, if he manages to keep pole, then he may just try and hold Rehan back to keep Jamie and Bruce putting attack on him to see if they can get past him.
I think it's going to be the start. Is going to be the clincher, the start, and the chicane to the first right hander. This bit where Jamie's coming up now is going to be key. If you get that nice and clean at the front too, the guy who gets that front lead across those 2-3 corners is going to pretty much set it. Because after that, they all taper out to single file. They don't go through the S's normally on double file, but you never know with the pros tonight. There might be something that happens.
Well, we also saw some maximum chaos through the first chicane on Tuesday night. Then obviously the chaos that happened down at the Gumtree as well. Any amount of chaos or incidents can happen around here. It might be a wide open track in the middle, but they're not too far off the walls on the outside of the track. So they're really going to have to be cautious and careful, but more than likely, if there's going to be a safety car caused, it's going to be by cars colliding with each other and not with the wall. But anything can happen. We have seen drivers run out of fuel at this track before, have holes in their fuel tanks, ricochet into the wall as well. Any amount of things can happen around Winton, and with such fast competitors at such close decimal places between their times, it is going to be incredibly tight, and it's going to be incredibly tough for a lot of them on track.
Sorry. I'm laughing because I'm reading the YouTube chat.
Hey, the chat's fantastic at the moment.
Unfortunately, I can't repeat any of it at the moment.
We can't, but it's brilliant. We're loving it.
The people, our viewers are having fun, which is what we love. Come out and have some fun with us. Also, don't forget, while we're out here, let us know who you want to watch and who you want to see. Top 10 is looking very saucy at the moment. We've still got Blake Warboy in top spot for 1:18.322. 332. That was his last lap, so he's bested his lap again by a little bit. Rehan Leonage is in second. Jamie Dyke third. Bruce Tannock fourth. Tim Mulford in fifth.
Big
Anthony
moment
Visma.
for Coleman just quickly at turn 2.
Coleman, if he's in VR, is going to have his head still spinning for the next few laps. Anthony Visma 6th. Will Brown 7th. Brad Doble 8th. David Coleman 9th. Joseph Fuentes 10th. That is our top 10 at the moment. All the pros are sitting there. Rick Vicker is sitting as highest as in the Pro-Ams, followed Troy Dooley and Andrew Cowan.
They've had an apology for their dirty humour in the chat. Don't worry, me and Singer have got dirty humour too. We just can't we just can't say it on live stream. The most you're going to get out of us is never pull out. That's probably the dirtiest we're ever going to get before 10:30 p.m.
You just got to look. It's just like Ricardo always says: just put a stamp on it and send it, mate.
That's it.
That's what
answer to both alcohol.
Yes, it is. You know what? As long as you're having fun and you're all enjoying it, we're always up for it. This is the time to get on your phone if you're having that much fun. Text your mate. Get on this chat, guys. Get on the stream. Watch it. It's been a blast already.
So you see Gerard the dream. Oh, this chat is one of the best chats I've had in a long time. It's fantastic. Gerard Semperwin is making up the top 10 at the moment. Haven't seen him in a couple of rounds, Sinker. Hopefully he still has some pace in this performance sim racing car. Maybe he can make up a few cheeky positions tonight through the chaos in front of him.
Real world has got in the way a little bit for him, which is a shame because he made his debut into the pros, and he would pretty much he showed early pace straight away, and he hasn't been able to get on track as much as he normally wants to. But Troy Dooley has stepped up and done a killer effort out there by the boys. He's really done a great job leading the teams in his absence. His driving has improved, apart from just missing his braking point. I've just mozzed him. His driving has excelled in the last few months, big time.
Well, final 45 seconds of this session. Of course, being a sprint round tonight, Singer, it means that they will get cut off at the 15 minutes. As soon as it drops, they will get put straight back into the lane.
Even another better reason to text your mates to get on tonight to watch it, because we're going to have a 20-minute sprint with Blake Warboys, Ryan Lenars, Jamie Dyke, Bruce Tannock, Tim Morford, and Anthony Vismar, Will Brown, Brad Doble, Dave Coleman, Jared Safina's top 10 like that. Their pace in that top 10 is going to be spectacular in a 20-minute shootout. These guys are going to be ripping it up like crazy.
Well, the top 10 is currently separated by less than a second on their lap times. Final few seconds now in qualifying. Everyone's going to disappear off the track, and it's going to be Blake Warboys who takes pole position for WKMP Sim Sports here for round number 6 to start out in our heat race here tonight. As quickly as ever, we're going to get into our starting grid for our first race of round number 6. With Blake Warboys starting at a pole position ahead of Rehan Leonage. Maybe there is a jink in the armour, and it's Blake Warboys here tonight. Jamie Dyke, Bruce Tannock then line up on the second row of the grid ahead of Tim Mulford and Anthony Vismar for P5 and P6. Will Brown and Brad Doble then line up on the fourth row ahead of David Coleman and Gerard Sanfuentes, who make up the top 10. Troy Stonestreet and Harry Dodds then line up in behind ahead of Troy Dooley and Rick Viger, with Sam Noble, Andrew Cowan, Steve Vella, John Gallen, and Travis Daly making up the rest of the grid. Greg Barber, Tyson McAvoy, our race controllers, as always here on a Sunday night. Going to be a big race. Going to be wonderful to be back in Winton with the pros and pro-ams on circuit. I mean, could you ask for a better Sunday night, Sinker?
It's killer. The viewers are involved. We're involved. I've got my camera in tech position at Cifuentes in the bottom corner for you guys as well. It's going to be an absolute pearler. Some quality drivers out there tonight, and it's going to be a quality show.
Hopefully we get no blinking off the start line here, Sinker, since I am sharing my screen.
We've only got 20 cars, so it shouldn't be an issue. Right?
It should be okay.
Excuse me.
So obviously Dyke, Tannock, second row, but waiting for our front row getters in Leonage and Warboys.
It's a mind game already starting.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It is a mind game. There they are on the track. So Warboys, Leonage. Tough run down towards turn 1. Warboys will obviously have the inside line. And if he can get ahead of Rehan before the brakings, then that should help him out a little bit in that run through the corner. But I think Rehan's smart. He won't push the too wide if he doesn't have to. He might just tuck it in behind and play the long game for the 20-minute sprint. We'll wait and see, though. We'll see how it plays out.
Warboys disappeared.
He did too, because I've just lost my camera. We'll wait for him to come back. Might be playing a bit of a mind game. Maybe he's going to hop in at the last moment. Mulford, Sanfuentes not on the grid either.
Yeah, waiting for Sanfuentes because my camera's just gone a bit crazy. Sanfuentes is gone. No, he's back. He's back.
Just awaiting Blake Warboys.
Here we go. The drums are starting.
Pressure's going to rise for these 19 drivers. Warboys is back on the grid. We'll wait for the grid countdown to finish. 30 seconds until we go racing for the first time here tonight at Winton. First of 2 races to come. 20 minutes and then a warm-up and then a 40-minute feature race afterwards with a reverse top 10. If it would finish how they qualified, it would be Warboys P10 in the next race. Sanfuentes would start on pole, obviously.
Ooh, let's not even go there right now. That's going to be an epic battle through the field.
It will, it will. The lights are going to go up. We're going to go racing out at Winton. Who's going to get the jump down towards turn 1? Warboys Leonage, the 1v1 we've been waiting for all season. And it's going to come to head. Now, let's go at Winton. Rehan got a great start off the line, and it was a phenomenal start there from Coleman, who tries to go up the inside down towards turn 1. They come through for the first time, Warboys and Rehan. Rehan takes the lead. There's contact with Dodds and Viger in the background.
In the back, and Rick Vigor, they went 3 wide through that corner because Cifuentes bogged it down on the start.
See here, still battling it out hard at the front of the field with Rehan and Warboys. Bit of a wiggle there from Warboys off the exit. Tannock looks hungry. He's already up on the podium past Dyke off the race start now as they come round towards the gum tree.
The back of the pack is still fighting through to get the single file. They've slowed each other down because they're still going too wide and across the S's across there. We'll see if they straighten it out and catch up to the rest of the boys.
Around the gum tree they come now. This is where we saw the big incident happen, race 2 on Tuesday night. They come through still into the back section of this track, looking nice and tidy at the moment, settling into their rhythms as they continue on. It is Leonage in P1 ahead of Warboys and Tannic. That's the podium at the moment. They come down onto the back straight for the first time.
So as it works out, Cifuentes has got the second part of the pack. From him onwards, they've got 9th onwards in another pack. They've got 1.5 seconds. The camera's down on the second pack as we speak. The boys up front are already starting to pull away from Bruce Tannic with a 1 second gap. Jamie Dyke sitting at 0.47, sitting on the back of Bruce. He wants to get past Bruce as quick as possible to make sure he can follow these boys through.
Top 2 battle, they're starting to spread their wings a little bit now over Tannic in P3, who's trying to hold back a fast approaching Jamie Dyke in the background. Doble's just trying to hang on with Coleman. Both those boys are up 3 spots. Stone Street's up 3 inside the top 10. Biggest loser off that race start, Will Brown. He's down 9 spots in P16 outside the top 10 as he looks to try and make up more positions than he's lost at the moment. Dodsy's down 7 to the back of the field. Mulford's down 5 into P10.
And for the Gallon cheer squad out there, you'll be happy to know he is up 5 places and following Travis Daly, who's up 7 places.
Quickly go back to check out what happened off the start with Viger, Noble, and some others as well. So they come down the main straight. This is on board with Viger now. See there, he just got contact in behind.
There. Yeah. It just doesn't fit.
Doesn't.
No.
We'll look off the back of his car just quickly. So he had a car down the inside. Oh, it was Stone Street down the inside.
Yeah.
That's caused the contact.
There was 3 of them coming through. They just can't make it through there, not compact the way it was. But it is what it is, and they're still battling away. As we speak, we've got Gerard Cifuentes chasing down Stone Street and trying to make a pass on the inside. Is he going to try to late break it? No, he's gone and tucked in back underneath him. These boys are going to be fighting it out, and the boys behind them are all sitting really, really close.
Well, front 2 just starting to run away a little bit now as they come into the Gumtree section of this circuit. As it currently stands, it's Leonage to Warboys to Tannic to Dyke to Coleman to Visma to Doble to Stone Street to Sanfuentes to Mulford. That's the top 10. And then we have Noble, Daly, Gallen, Dooley, Cowan, Brown, Viger, Stella, and Dodds making up the rest of the running order at this stage.
It's going to be interesting to see if Jamie can get past Bruce on this. Oh, we've had a Mulford spin down the back. No, it's a Noble spin down the back, and he's taken someone with him, Travis Daly. So they've got tangled up in the back. Someone I think called something in already. But what we were saying was we got Bruce Tannock is coming off the back of Warboys to 1.77. They boys up front are going about 6/10 faster as we speak. Oh no, it's come back down again. So that was just a slight blip in the scale of this bloody thing. But Dykey is putting pressure on the back of Bruce Tannock. It'll be interesting to see if Dykey does pass him. Will he be able to work his way up towards the boys at the front end?
We'll have to wait and see. They haven't really spread their wings too far away at this moment in time. The interval at the moment is 0.3 of a second between Leonage and Warboys, and then 1.9 seconds back to Tannic in P2. He's then got a further 0.64 seconds back to Jamie Dyke in P4. Then Coleman sits about 2.3 seconds off the back of him in P5 at the moment. 4 laps in, 4 minutes, just about 5 minutes into the race actually, of 20 so far. No signs of a safety car just yet for this one, Singer. I know we thought there might be one on Tuesday, and then we never really got there in the end. It's looking a bit brighter tonight though. Less cloud cover tonight though. Doesn't look like as much of a winter's day at Winton.
No, it's predictable Victorian weather. Tell you what though, this bottom screen fight is going absolutely nuts. Stone Street, Cifuentes and Mulford. Mulford and Cifuentes are where like 4/10 and 3/10 behind them. They are fighting like crazy, going very close and starting to catch the group in front of them, which is Stone Street and Doble.
all the battles through sight and sound here on SRW TV. A little bit further back in the field, we have a battle between Andrew Cow and his teammate Troy Dooley trying to chase down John Gallen at the moment. They've got a fast approaching Will Brown and Rick Weiger in behind. This is the battle at the moment for P11 on the road. He is in the pits. He had that spin with Daly. He's been in the pits for a little while now, so we'll see maybe he's trying to fix some damage or if he's decided to call it early. I'm not 100% sure.
Jordan Ferguson, is his track made for these cars? Oh, mate, yeah. You know what? You can make a V8 go around any car and make it fun. I think the runoff makes it a V8 circuit. If it didn't have the runoff and there was walls, then I would say no because it's a really tight track. But there's plenty of places to send it around the tree. You know, there's the dive down the back straight into the last double right-hander. Then there's the dive down into the first chicane. So there's plenty of places to get people under braking. Here we've got wide, too wide. Look at that, go to the bottom screen.
Oh, Sam Fuentes and Mulford.
Mulford going for it. Who's going to take the next corner?
There's Mulford ahead of him now.
Yep.
He tucks him behind.
Great little battle there. It's given, excuse me for coughing my guts up again, but it's given Troy Stone Street some time to get away from these two.
Of course, we're early doors at the moment in proceedings here tonight. Only 7 minutes into the first race. Big wiggle from Sam Fuentes, though, who's trying to stick it here with Tim Mulford as they come up through the first sector. I also just want to confirm they're trying to give inside references to what I used to do when I started commentating when they ask if this track is made for these cars. Oh.
When will you see me and Hamish on tracks next? I don't know. Maybe you're streaking down one of the tracks.
The Watkins 6 hour is when I'll next be on track.
I won't be on track for a while, gents. Unfortunately, we're in hiatus. My rig is all packed up because we're planning on selling our home. So yeah, the rig just does not look that good as a centerpiece in the house.
What do you mean? It's obviously a coffee table.
Yeah, I've got John Gallen with the boys and the train behind him. He's got Troy Dooley, Andrew Cowan, Will Brown, Rick Weiger, all following him along. So that'll make the Gallen fan club very happy out there that he is back on screen with the Pelican for his what's that place called?
Lake Edge Holiday Homes, or whatever it is.
Lake Edge Holiday Homes, that's the one.
I just want to point out as well, Bruce Tannick has passed Blake Warboys for P2 on the road, and it's now turning into a triple threat trying to chase down Ree Harmley and RJ, with Dykey involved as well at the front of the field.
Ash has asked if I've got a good rig. I don't know, I'll ask my wife. Babe, have I got a good rig? She nearly fell off it. She laughed.
Jack's asked if I've sent you his streaking vid as you requested, or did you keep it to add to your private collection, Sinko?
Private collection, mate. Not for public viewing, that's for sure.
Yes, I can't say that on air, actually. I'll save it for our break at the
You
warm-up.
reckon we should open up our own OnlyFans account?
Oh, that's what I was about to mention, and I didn't know if I was allowed to.
Oh, dear. Let's get back and focus on this race.
My
wife has got her fingers down her throat going,
we are off the rails at this point. Rick Weiger and Will Brown, they're trying to make their way back up through the field. They're on the back of this battle now with Cow and Dooley. Gallen started to run away a little bit from this one. We know that Weiger and Brown have both got pace, but they're just struggling to make it back through the field, especially with that damage on the front of Brown's Phoenix Racing Team car at the moment. I've seen Stacey Boyd, the resident American, in the chat. Great to have you out there, Stacey. Good morning to you, and thank you for wishing good evening to all of us here in the across the ditch from you in Australia. So we appreciate you getting up so early and coming to watch the action here.
We're at the halfway mark, mate. Halfway mark. And Riyad Liage is starting to spread his wings a little bit. He's got himself just under a second away from Warboys. Just a big enough gap to put some pressure on and put some pressure on behind him, because Bruce Tannock is slowly catching Warboys, and Jamie Dykes in the back of him fighting his way through that as well. So Dykey's backed off a little bit. Maybe to give Tannock a bit more space and breathing room so he doesn't feel the pressure, so that he can actually drive that little bit faster and catch these boys, because that's what they need to do. They need to be a lot closer. So if something does go wrong, something does happen, they can come through it. There's Warboys
That was
What
the
am I
move.
watching there?
That was the move. So Tannock had already taken P2 prior.
Oh,
that
that's
was
the beginning.
Warboy's. That was Warboy's move to get back into P2. So Tannock had
Yeah.
taken P2 a couple laps ago. Warboy's then just stuck it down the inside and snuck on through. They kind of forced the door open, but did it nice and cleanly. Tannock gave him heaps of room, and they kept going.
Yeah. Coleman's caught the back of Jamie Dyke. He's 8/10, and so is Anthony Vismar now. So we've got a nice little train at the very front of the grid. Where are we looking at the back at the moment? Excuse me. I'm going to go to Rick Vigor and Will Brown on my screen, mate, because there's a bit of a battle coming along with those two boys. It's good to see it happening. So Rick Vigor and Will Brown. Rigger is following him really closely.
You just call him Rigger? What a nickname
I
we've
just
now
did.
got
Rick
for
Vigor.
Rick Viger. What a name we now have for Rick Viger. Just the Rig. Rigger.
The Rig. Yeah. Dodsey's catching up on the back of Vela as well, so there's a pressure going all over the place here at the moment. Noble's not come back out.
Mate, it sounds like you need to get another can for yourself because
I'm starting to get a bit
you
croaky.
just flush your whole throat apparently. Yeah, Noble's not come out. I think he's actually called it early for race number 1. Will he make it on the good for race 2? We'll have to wait and see, but he is now 5 laps down. So we're on board with Mulford battling out here with Stone Street at the moment. Other screen has got Mr. Rick Viger trying to chase down and continue battling with Will Brown. As there's been an incident in the background with Vela and Dodds on your screen, I noticed.
Yep.
They've come back. I think Doddsy's actually going to redress that position now on Vela. He has indeed, as Vela comes past. So he has redressed the
just
position.
see that little fishtail from Brown coming out of that corner with Rick Viger chasing him down. That side of his car looks good, but have a look at the other side of his car.
Yeah, it's
become
really looking poorly. Both cars look absolutely... and there's no other word for it. They look atrocious at the moment. They have been in the wars. Steph saying massive slide from Stone Street. Stacey Boyd said new livery for Stone Street. That's right. We noticed that prior to the broadcast. He's not running Super Cheap Auto as the major sponsor on that WKMP car at the moment. I'm trying to read what it is. Something rock at the moment on the side of that car.
Jamie Dyke, and he's got Coleman and Vismar putting a lot of pressure on him. And then Stone Street, I'll swap my screen over there, Hamish, for a few seconds. Just take it off. And Stone Street, he is getting pressure like crazy here from the boys. If I can just find him.
I'm still waiting for that one, although I can't see you selecting other drivers, so it's fine. We can actually keep it on that screen. Dyke and Coleman probably just trying to work here to keep Visman back. Probably just trying to chase down Bruce Tannock if he's on the road at the moment. Jack was saying, wish these had new damage model and rain tyres. Can't wait for Gen 3, but it's too early. Yeah, I mean, the suspicion is Season 1 of 2025 at this point for Gen 3. There's been words that that's most likely when it's coming out. I would have hoped Season 4 this year, but that's looking like the McLaren GT3 car and the Lamborghini GTP car as well. So.
All right, if anybody is watching the Nürburgring 24-hour, because I know that's probably going to be a really crap at this moment, I want you guys to tag in this stream in that chat and see if we can get a lot of people coming from over there to watch some real racing in Australia.
Well, if everyone takes this link and posts it, you have to be a subscriber for 20 minutes on that channel, though, to actually post in the chat. But that would be restarting in Season 1 of 2025. Oh, that's elite. That's a fantastic comment right there. Ant Woodward in the chat saying, morning, good morning to you, sir, wherever you may be watching from. Great to have you in the chat with us here for some Winton action. We're going to have 5 minutes to go in just a couple of seconds. It's currently Young Gun, Rehan, Leonardo.
Bottom screen, look at the bottom screen.
Oh, Stone Street.
I've got the inside of him. They're having an epic battle down there, those boys. Having a lot of fun.
Apparently it's geo-blocked in the States. Do you not have a VPN, Stacey? That's how you work. Oh, we need a VPN sponsor, Sinker. That'd be great.
I've just changed to Harry Dodds. This fight down the bottom of the screen, people, is going off its nut.
Oh, the battles are continuing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Fast, furious.
Steve Vella and Harry Dodds have been going for it. They've been swapping and changing panels. and doing really well. Here comes Harry trying to switch over from outside to inside. Under brakes, he can't make it happen, so he's decided to hold on to it. He's got the nose in. He's got a little bit in there, but he has to pull it out.
Great to have you
yes,
watching.
we are still talking about racing.
Great to have you watching from Wales, and fantastic to have you in here. He's saying he wants no less than Gen 3 rain damage model and full animated pit crew and a Larko as well. That would be the absolute dream scenario. That would be fantastic. Matty Park saying WKP using crop go-karts perhaps, hence the livery. Oh, that might be what it is actually. Where is Mr.
Matty,
Stonestrip?
I need an old beaten up go-kart frame with an old seat to put my little 4-year-old in so I can build him a rig to race in.
That is a crop go-karts logo, so that would explain that one. Oh yeah, Ashley's saying, where is everyone from? Tasmania here. Yeah, put your geolocations in the chat for everyone. Let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to know. Don't necessarily go, don't dox yourself and say like the exact suburb you live in, obviously, because that's how you get cyber attacked and you don't want that. Yeah, let us know where you're watching from. It'd be absolutely fantastic to know how far over we are stretching out across the globe or across Australia as well, as we have 3.5 minutes left.
Noble looks like he's lost his audio, so I reckon he's had technical issues. That's why he's left the sesh. It doesn't look like he's disconnected from the session. He's just...
Dodsy's gone for a move down the inside. He's gotten it on Vela that time there, Sinker.
Nice work. I'm really happy that I can switch cameras now without interfering with your view, so you can just leave it there and I can just keep going left and right all over the place for my own little personal broadcast.
He thinks he's a producer at this point.
Well, I'll just call myself the director.
The director?
Well, I'm going to switch it across to these boys here at the back, Mr. Dyke, because he has got Coleman and Visma trailing him down the back. Now, look at Visma trying to have a sniff on the back of Coleman there, taking inside line. Will he try him under brakes into this corner? No. Coleman's shut that door very early.
Yeah, the battles are continuing on into the final 2.5 minutes of this race. Leonage leads to Warboys and Tannic. That's the top three. Dyke, Coleman make up the 5. Visma, Doble, Stonestreet, Mulford, San Fuentes make up an all-pro top 10. We then have all 3 of the Pro-Am podium getters, Gallen, Dooley and Cowan all together on the road in P11, 12 and 13. Then it's Brown, then Viger, then Dodds, then Vela, then Daly. Sam Noble out of the race at the moment.
These guys putting on an epic show. Cowan, excuse my hiccups, and Will Brown have been fighting this for a while now. Rick Vigor has joined the back of the action of this bottom pack as well. You're looking at 5/10 of Will Brown onto Cowan, and he's just taking his boys around for a while. That is John Gallen, Troy Dooley, and Andrew Cowan are the top 3 of the Pro-Ams tonight, so they're looking in a great position. Looks like if it stays this way, mate, with what we've got, a minute and a bit to left, we've got Jared Fuentes and Tim Mulford starting on the front of the grid. Row 2 will be Troy Stonestreet, Brad Doble. Row 3, Anthony Vismar, Dave Coleman. Row 4, Jamie Dyke, Bruce Tannock. Row 5, Blake Warboys and Liam Menage. That's going to be killer. That's going to be a great second race.
It's going to be fantastic to see these top front runners make their way through that top 10, and they're not necessarily slow operators who'll be inside the top 10. And I think we're going to get maybe a bit of Motegi about us again, Sinker, where we get a bit of a cork in the bottle and maybe leads to some chaos or leads to some fantastic battles once again as well.
Viewers, if you want to watch some killer AMS drivers that drove out of their skin, go to Tuesday night's V8 Supercars, and Fritz and Taylor, 2 AMs just bottlenecked the front row of the AMs against the Pro-Ams and did a sensational job and managed to stay there with the right strategies to get onto the main podium. Killer night, absolute killer night.
Oh, I've just had to mute me mic because Sinker got to hear my big sneeze that I had, but the show did not. We see Leonage comes around the final corner. No sneezes for him tonight. He gives us a bit of a blink of the lights though. Crosses the line. P1 once again with Warboys P2. Tannic in P3. Dykey comes home in P4 ahead of Coleman. Visma's going to come home P6 on the road ahead of Doble. Stonestreet's then going to come home in P7. ahead of Mulford and Sam Fuentes to make up the top 10. John Gallen takes home a class win in race number 1 here tonight for the Pro-Ams. Dooley's going to come home in P2 ahead of Andrew Cowan, Will Brown, Rick Viger, and then Harry Dodds, Steve Vella and Travis Daly as it currently stands.
Well, what a race tonight. I hope you've got people out there have enjoyed as much as me and Hamish are enjoying this. That was 20 minutes of some epic racing. I'm really looking forward to the second, this 40-minute feature. Watching these reverse top 10 is going to be absolutely off the charts. 38 people viewing, so maybe some people have been texting their mates to tell them to come in. Has anyone finally managed to post anything on the 24-hour? I'll be interested to see if they have.
I can, so copy and do it right now.
All right, they've got 6 minutes to get back on the grid. So a bit of shopkeeping. So those of you who might have watched some of the other shows as we've gone through this week, Thursday night we interviewed Greg Johnson. Greg Johnson is driving around and supporting the Tourette syndrome and getting behind and helping people, you know, raising money for the foundation and everything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the link into our chat so you guys can jump online and have a look at it, support the Tourette's awareness, and help them, you know, find cures, find better ways for people to live with their symptoms, find people to get not just therapy, but, you know, get someone to talk to, someone that can help them through it, because it's not always an easy thing to get through from day to day when you're suffering with something like that.
We're getting an influx of more and more viewers now from the Australian sim racing community, which is great to see. Mark Cochran's in the chat with us tonight, as well as Dave Baldock from the Vets. Great to have you in there, Baldock, with us. And yeah, if you guys want to go over, click that link in the chat, go and help out with what Mr. Johnson is doing. It's a fantastic cause. He's always up for supporting a heap of charities and other causes as well, and he races for good causes in sim racing. So be sure to go over there, and anything you can give, or anything, whatever it is, you know, be sure to go and give him some support. Yeah. Exactly right. Everything else. That one.
A few of the other causes that we really look at while we're mentioning it is, you know, have a look at what the Locked On lads are doing with their shitbox challenge. You know, get behind them as well. They're raising money. I think they've raised something like $6,000 at the moment. So get out there and give them a bit of a yell. The PSR boys have got Talk to Me Bro that supports it. We've supported the Black Dog Institute for men's mental health as well. Get out there and give it all a crack. I think also Prostate Cancer Australia. That's another one that Greg Johnson supports as well. So get in there and donate and help people out.
Well, Singo, we've got about 2.5 minutes left in this warm-up session, and then we're going to get into our 40-minute feature, of course. Have you gathered yourself a second can for this next race? Because I'm going to have to gather myself one. After hearing how bad
get yourself one. My wife looked at me and said, "Do you need one?" And I said, "No, I'm right. I'm toughing it out." 39. We're going to break 40 tonight. Excellent. That's good to see. Again, text your mates, text everyone, come in and have a bit of a chinwag. This next 40-minute race is going to go off its nut. The reverse top 10 grid has got some fast boys going to battle their way through. War Boys, Leonard, Dyke, Tannock, just those four names. Extremely fast, and then you've got Mulford, Vismar, Brown, Doble, Coleman, Cifuentes, reverse top 10. It's going to be absolutely epic at the front. Nice battling all the way through. If it's anything like Tuesday night's 40-minute feature was absolutely sensational, and the boys down in the race control booth are going to have a bit of fun, I reckon, for this next one. Especially the first few laps when these boys are trying to get their way through. Tonight we have got our race director, Tyson McAvoy, and with him, Greg Barber. And I believe that's it tonight. I don't think we've got... One of them is also driving the safety car. We have had our guest safety car driver and an old faithful of the SRW, Greg Leake, driving the safety car during the week. Well done, Leakey, and it's good to have him out there and having a chinwag with the boys. Is there a 1 week break between seasons or no? Be joined the next season? No, we have a 3 week break between seasons, but we will be doing some fun racing in between those as well. So there will be season 2 will finish up in 3 weeks time, and then we'll have some fun and just keep an eye on our socials and everything like that. This week we're hoping to release all the tracks and dates and formats and everything like that for all series, and open up the registration for season 3 because we're expecting an influx again of more people. People seem to be coming through. Will I be banned if I promote a rival broadcast and league, even if the Backfire Sim Sport TV V8 European Supercar League takes place on the opposite side?
That's a bannable offence right there. He asked if he could do it, and then still did it when he asked the question.
And you're an absolute legend, mate. I love it. Look, we'd love to support a league that runs out of Europe, and maybe those boys can reach out to us, and we may be able to do maybe a cross the Pacific challenge of some sort, maybe, or something like that. Who knows? So reach out to me.
I was going to say, if he was going to get banned for that, imagine how many times I'd get banned just by mentioning that I do vets on a Thursday.
You're lucky you get
broadcast
paid.
that on a Saturday. So,
All right. Race control is out. The boys are all getting on track now, so it will be interesting. I'm going to put my my camera on Leonage, being that he is the back end of the top 10. This is going to be very, very interesting, gents.
well, our starting grid for our second race here tonight will be how they finished in race number 1. But the top 10 has been reversed. Gerard Sanfuentes will start pole position ahead of Tim Mulford in P2 on the road, with Troy Stonestreet and Brad Doble lining up in behind. Anthony Visma, David Coleman then start on the third row of the grid, ahead of Jamie Dyke and Bruce Tannick in P7 and P8. Blake Warboys, Rehan Leonage will make up the top 10 here tonight. We then have John Gallen, Troy Dooley in behind them, with Andrew Cowan, Will Brown, Rick Viger, Harry Dodd, Steve Vella, Travis Daly, and if Sam Noble has returned, Sam Noble at the back of the grid. Greg Barber, Tyson McAvoy, our race controllers once again. Big thank you to them. Let's go racing for a second time out at Winton.
The AMS top 10 is perfectly placed from the 11th position onwards. John Gallen, Troy Dooley, Andrew Cowan, top 3. Rick Viger and Travis Daly. So the boys, Sam Noble has disconnected.
Oh, they're asking about another series that I broadcast called the Legends World Challenge as well. So good shout out to that one. Broadcasted Sunday afternoons. Actually, I did that one earlier today, so it was good fun calling the action for that one. But 30 seconds until we go racing, until we see who is going to get the run for the second running of Winton here tonight. It's going to be Sanfuentes versus Mulford off the front of the grid. Who will survive? Will turn 1 cause chaos again? Lights are going to go up, and we're going to go racing at Winton. Now let's go racing. Horrible start there from Stoneshit off the line. Really bogged it up. But it was a great start. It was a great start from Visma and others in through. Oh, they come through. Too wide. Visma's gone off the exit. He's into the wall.
He's held it. He's held it. He's nearly hit that wall. He's not happy. He's flashing his lights like crazy. That's cost him a lot of places. 13 places down. Ooh, that's been called in straight away.
Well, the boys are already getting fast and feisty at the moment.
Look at Arch, he's up 5 places already.
Are we surprised?
Whoa, what a start.
Who else has done well? Bruce Tannick. He's currently up 4 positions in this race. And is leading the charge up towards the front. Jackal's asking if Jordan can race on Tuesdays in the AM class for V8. Says he's not very good in the V8s. I suppose when he signs up next season, he does a bit of a pre-qual and they see where he sits.
Tell you what, this is fast driving out there.
I just want to say Dykey and Stonestreet had a bit of door-on-door action out the...
Here comes Dykey under brakes. He's going to lose one behind him. No, he's kept him out, kept the door closed. That was lucky that Troy Dooley didn't get his nose in there underneath him.
At the moment, it is Mulford who leads the way to Sanfuentes, Coleman, Tannick, Leonage, Doble, Warboys, Stonestreet, Dyke, Dooley make up the top 10. We finally have a pro-am in the top 10, and it's Troy Dooley, as Anthony Visma has dropped out after the initial incident, but he is still in the running order at the moment.
Yep. Doing well there. Mulford is doing a great job out there at front. De Fuentes has got De Fuentes is 4/10 to 2/10 behind Mulford, and then Dave Coleman, he's got the pressure on like crazy. He's got 2/10. Bruce Tannock 2/10. Rionage 3/10. This is going to be a nice tight little train there as they're going too wide back there.
As Troy Dooley's had a moment in the background, so's Warboys. He's been involved as well.
I was looking at that on the other screen thinking, oh, this is looking messy. This is looking messy.
As Leonage comes past San Fuentes, Tannick's also had it done as well. As they continue on.
All this. Dockie's dropped one place in that. He is working his way up slowly. He's 2/10 on the back of Stone Street, putting the pressure on. Rionage is on the back of Tannock in the bottom screen there, as you can see him. Was he going to have a sniff down under brakes? No. He's going to think for a bit of a later effort later on. Coleman sitting in front of these boys, and this is a real close battle pack.
You can see on board here with Leonage, just trying to keep it up here with Tannick. And trying to stay in this top 4 battle at the moment. Coleman and Mulford are just trying to run away from both of these boys. Laz, Leonage in the chat, this is good fun to watch. Great that you're enjoying it, Laz. We really appreciate it. And really good to have your young fella in the league as well. On board with him now, obviously, battling it out here with Tannick. He's trying to keep the pressure on at the tough, tried and tested Winton circuit here.
Tree. Oh, I wish I was a koala up in that tree, mate. It's perfect view, this corner.
That was the wrong corner, Sinker. The
Yes,
tree,
but you didn't have
the
to tell
tree's a bit,
everyone that.
the tree's a bit further back. It's the corner before. No, it's a tree that you've planted that'll grow in 50 years. That's the one you want to be in.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Here
I thought we covered that up nicely.
Triple Freeze called one. Troy Dooley's called something in. I'm not sure what it is for. I'm sure it's something about an incident sitting in the back of the grid. Stone Street's pulled in the fastest lap so far of the 119.998. Oh, cancel that. Coleman, 119.462 in second place, hunting down Mulford.
Times are coming in quick and fast as well.
But look at the train behind Leonage at the moment. He is leading those boys through.
Yeah, no, it's Mulford leading them through to Coleman. Leonage is currently on screen battling with Mr. Tannick.
Well, that's what I'm looking at.
With San Fuentes and Doble in behind.
Gee, is he going to correct me all night or what?
I'm just trying to get us to be the most
there.
factual we can,
look at this.
Sinker. Oh, wants the move done.
No, Coleman's got the inside line. He's just shut the door on that. And Leonage is having another sniff around the outside. Now that's where the gum tree is.
He's still got it
just,
wrong.
Here we go. That's coming up.
No, it was further back.
Oh, did I miss that corner again?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, classic Stephen. This is an epic fight. I'm glad we've got both outside and inside views because this battle is going really hot.
Oh, it is. It's absolutely heating up at the moment. They're beginning to cook here as they come on to lap 5 of this race. 5 minutes, 24 seconds into proceedings. It's currently Mulford to Coleman to Tannick to Leonage to San Fuentes. That's the top 5. Doble, Stone Street, Dyke, Gallen and Dodds make up the top 10. What a race from Doddsy so far. He is up 6 spots in this race.
Laz says Bruce is a hard man to pass. He is, man. Very experienced real-world drift racer. An absolute legend in New Zealand. And when he's on his form, when he's on point in this V8, in this series, he's been an epic driver out there. It's good to see him still battling it out there and not losing any crumbs. The battle is getting tighter.
Just to confirm, Sinker, this is the Gumtree corner.
This is the Gumtree corner, as we just saw it come in the right-hand side.
Yeah. Drive-through penalty for car 333, car contact on lap 2. That's going to Troy Dooley of Performance Sim Racing. So he has been a naughty boy. He now has to traverse himself through the lane in his night and then goes from bad to worse. Although he is still last on the track at the moment, so he's not going to lose any on-track position, but he's going to lose a heap of time to the cars ahead of him.
No, don't forget, viewers, this is a 40 minutes race. There's going to be some. It's a one tyre change. Oh no, that's for the other night. it's probably going to be a one pit stopper somewhere around the halfway mark. It'll probably be a little bit of fuel saving, not a lot. Especially at the pace these boys are going at.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to go a lap longer than what we did on Tuesday in this race, quite possibly, as Dooley comes in for his drive-through penalty now.
Yeah. So I've taken Dikey is lost. Placed in Doble has dropped off to 2.48. Is he fuel saving? Is it damage or what's going on there?
Maybe fuel saving, but he should be able to make it to the end because they made it to 20 minutes without fuel saving. So
yeah, not like him to lose the pace at Doble. He's sitting on a 120, so he's dropped his pace back. He was lapping in the mid 119s in the first heat. So is he fuel saving to get as far as he can? Because we saw the undercut here was quite powerful the other night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That would mean that he'd want to come in earlier, get into clean air, and then hope the other drivers come in later. So
not sure what his strategy is at this point. Anyway, I've got Gallen on track there because he's got the battle pack forming behind him as well. So he has got Harry Dodds, Will Brown, Rick Viger, as we're going to call him Ryger soon. Andrew Cowan and Blake Warboys is working his way through. Blake Warboys has just set the fastest lap of the 1:19.368.
So we can see the battles continuing on at the moment. Gallen tries to hold off Harry Dodds, who's been fast approaching all race. He's up 6 spots at the moment. And this battle's just starting to heat up. Most positions gained this race is Harry Dodds and Rehan Leonage. They're both up 6 spots. Then it's Tanek up 5. Then it's Coleman up 4. Then it's Brown, Viger, and Daly up 3. A couple up 2 and a couple up 1 as well. But the biggest loser so far, Anthony Visma, back in the field without a wing. He's down 12 spots at the moment.
All right. Dikey's just set his fastest lap for this heat, the 19.806, so maybe he's picking up the pace here. Doddsy giving a bit of a exhaust sniffing going on there. It was very close there. He was virtually tapping him around that straight before the brakes were on.
Yeah, they're really pushing their limits at the moment, but I think we're in a similar scenario to how we were on Tuesday, Sinker, where drivers are almost tentative in this first half of the race, and then they get into that final half. That's when it turns into a sprint, and that's where they get a little bit desperado for positions and for moves as well. Obviously, some drivers are more willing than others to kind of hold position at this point in the race. The likes of Leonage and Tanek probably willing just to hold their position at the moment. But we could start to see some more desperate moves happening, maybe a little bit further back in the field, maybe from the likes of Dyke or Stone Street or Doble, or even Doddsy, who's now just gotten past John Gallen as well for P9 on the road. So we could see some more of those moves start to form up, start to cook a little bit, and maybe get a bit of a better idea of how the drivers are at the moment.
Coleman's putting some pressure on Mulford now. He's 3/10 to 10/10. He's putting the pressure right on there, so he's going to... that won't be too long till he makes a move, I think. He's going to be having a good old crack, not too long, I think. My cam on him. Oh, you've just changed yours. I'll put mine back somewhere else.
Maybe Warboys is trying to come through the field. He's right behind Viger at the moment.
I just saw that as well. Where is he?
So Warboys is currently in behind Rick Viger, and he's about 2/10 in behind.
You can see him coming there, having a bit of a sniff there in the bottom right corner, trying to have a look on Viger there.
Go TV3, Sinker.
He's gone.
That's better. See a little bit more now. It's a little bit too zoomed in for the small version of the screen. But the fights still continue on track, of course. Mulford leads the way. He's got Coleman, Tanek, Leonage, and Sanfuentes all in tight contention in behind. Doble's even starting to get involved now as well. So it's looking like we're going to have a bit of a six-man dance for the front of this race. And well,
yes, it is.
Leonage can't really find a pathway through, neither can Tanek, and we're getting that cork in the bottle scenario that we spoke about with Mulford and even Coleman as well.
Yeah, Coleman too. Mulford's driving out of his skin tonight, and he's a Phoenix boy too, so doing a great job out there. Obviously trained by the Leonage family too, I'd suggest. Correct me if I'm wrong, Les. But he's doing an epic job out the front there.
Yeah, he's really, sounds almost cliche to say, but he is really leading from the front at the moment. He is doing such a tough job as Tanek tries to dive it down the inside of Coleman in the background. Coleman brings it into the pits. Tanek continues on, and all of a sudden, there is now a pathway to the front of this race for both Leonage and Tanek.
Lap 9. Yeah. That's early. That's early. We saw lap 11, 12. We even saw Davis did 14, lap 14. So the rest of the grid was tapped. Anything that went 8 and 9 then to a second pit the other night. But tonight's, I'm not sure how they're going to go because the fuel saving's probably a bit better. Quality fuel saving in here. But then we had the boys that worked in at lap 13 and 14 did the one stop.
Yeah, I think. These guys are obviously at full pace. I don't really see much fuel saving happening at the moment from them. Obviously, Mulford, a bit of a cork in the bottle. He's holding quite a few drivers up at this stage.
That's where the fuel saving is coming, because these boys, Tanek, Leonage, Dikey, we're doing low 19s in the first heat, and then the sprint. So they're doing like 5 tenths, 4 tenths slower than they were before. So they're probably saving a fair bit of fuel on the way through.
So what I think, if this were to pay off for Coleman, I don't know if he has the pace to run at what he was running with Mulford or not. But it will tell when he does a couple laps as Leonage comes into the pit. So he's now trying to counteract that undercut from Coleman. If this is going to pay off for Coleman now, this could work out well for him over both Mulford and Tanek, because if they start to battle, same for Leonage, then it's going to work in his favour very heavily. Brown and Daly are also in. What I think's happening right now is Tanek wants to get past Mulford. Mulford's going to hold up Tanek. Leonage is going to come out. He's going to jump him in the pits. And that's how this is now going to work out. This is some team play from Phoenix right now.
Here we go. Here comes Dave. Let's see where Leonage is.
There's Coleman. Leonage is out of the pits, and he's out ahead of Coleman.
So the undercut has worked. Oh, no, actually he was ahead of him anyway.
Yeah. So the question now on... So Coleman was ahead of Leonage when he came in. The question now is the undercut for Leonage going to work on Mulford and Tanek? And I think that Mulford's probably going to try and hold Tanek back. What Tanek needs to do is he either needs to come in this lap or hope he can get past Mulford and then push on, because Leonage is going to be able to go full pace at the moment. He's got clear track ahead of him. He's got no one to hold him up. He can go full squirt now until these guys come in the pits as Mulford brings it in. Tanek's going to stay out. I think this is the play from Tanek now. He has to stay out. He has to push on for the next couple laps and hope he can outlap Leonage at the moment.
I'm going to go to Mulford in the other cam to see how he comes out. Excuse me. Compared to Coleman and Leonage, because that'll bring them back to the same.
Well, Mulford, Doble, Warboys, Cowan, Vela all in the pits this moment in time. Leonage is coming around the final corner. He's going to pass all of them, it seems, in this stop.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what's happened. So here comes Mulford. Leonage comes past. They'll now probably start working together to drag themselves forward. And yeah, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. If Tanek can't lap probably about half a second faster than Leonage, this undercut's going to work to absolute perfection for him over the DPR driver.
Well, his last lap, let's see. Leonage, that's not right. It's short. Let's see what his next lap's like, but the pace looks good. Tanek's looking, his last lap was a 120.7.
Well, to give you some context here, Coleman's last lap was a 19.49. Tanek continues on, Sam Fuentes comes in. What's Tanek's lap look like? If it's anything less than a 19, if it's a 20 or more, a 19.9. So he might be okay. We'll have to wait and see.
He stayed out again.
He has.
He still stayed out.
So he still leads the way at the moment. We're heading up towards
the halfway point. Harry Dodds is still out.
Yeah, so they're trying to go now for that long strategy. Try and go as long as possible, get the shortest stop in to get home. He may not even take tyres in this stop. Now, whether Leonage is taking tyres or not, I'd say... Oh, he may have actually. The stop was only 10...
Yeah.
Yeah, he may not have because it's only 10 seconds.
Well, round stop was only a 10.32 up on the jacks.
Yeah.
Fuel. They're all around the same. You've got Warboys 11.92 and Coleman 11.6. So that would have cost him a little bit of time.
There's been an update on the N24. They're doing 5 formation laps in 26 minutes. And then Steph's gone, that's way too many. Well, you got to remember, Steph, if you haven't actually seen how foggy it is, 5 formation laps is going to be probably an hour. So they're going to try and see if in an hour's time it's going to be good enough for them to actually go racing on for green flag. But it is super foggy still on that track.
Just tell them all to come and watch this masterclass here.
Yeah, we've got no red flags. We've got 22.5 minutes left. There's still some racing to come. By the time they even get around for their formation laps, this race is going to be done. So come and watch this action. Come and see how it starts to hit up with Bruce Tannock leading the way, Leonage chasing him down. And have some fun with this before they go back to those 5
Leonage
laps.
just set an absolute stonker of a lap, 1:19. Whoa, he's just backed it up again with a 1:19, 1:89. He's broken his lap, his pace 2 laps in a row, doing a killer job. Mulford sitting in the 1:19.577s as well.
I've just gone back to this battle here, this little pack between Daly, Sanfuentes, Brown, Viger, and Cowan, with Doble leading the way for this little battle. So these guys starting to heat up outside the 10, but on fixed order, most of them will be back inside the top 10, we would suspect, with the likes of Gallen, Dodds, Dyke, and Tannock needing a pit stop here. We'll have to wait and see. But
He's doing well. He's still doing well. He's still keeping it up there.
Yeah, he is.
He's got the pace. He hasn't done blocks at all tonight. He's keeping it true.
A little bit of tire smoke there. Doddsy's into the pits now.
There you go.
So the one we're going to keep an eye on for Doddsy, although Gallen's now come past him, is probably Andrew Cowan, who seems to maybe be just a little bit too far away to get up onto him, so he may actually stay inside the 10. Might want to look at the likes of Warboys and Stone Street.
He's drifting in and out of seconds at the moment.
So Warboys and Stone Street are going to come through. Dodds is only just gone up on the jacks, and he's just dropped, so he's actually going to... Oh, is he going to jump them as they come past? Oh, it's going to be tight. No, he's lost out to both of them. Is he also going to lose out to Doble? I think he may just withstand into turn 1. He does. So Dodds comes out P9 on the road. Gallen will be very interesting to see because he was P4 when Dodds came in, as the karaoke started once again in the chat from the boys. The battles continue on though. Sanfuentes putting all sorts of pressure on Brown, but Brown's just gone off the track.
He's back. Oh, he's still off? Yes, he's off.
So what's happened here? So Sanfuentes goes to the move. Oh, and just a bit of a door-to-door there. I don't know about that. We saw a very similar incident Tuesday night that I think was called NFA because both of them had the opportunity at the corner. Oh, I don't know on that one.
Called it in. We'll see how that goes. Warboys, 1:18. 8:89. He's broken the 19 seconds. That is an absolute blister of a lap. That is crazy fast. And he's chasing down Coleman. We've still got Bruce Tannock, Jamie Dyke, and John Gallen out there on old rubber on a fuel tank that's probably running low. It's going to be interesting to see how this pans out.
We'll see if this strategy is going to pay off for Bruce Tannock. He has an 18-second gap, sorry, a 28-second gap back to Rehan Leonage in P4 at the moment. Is it going to be enough for him to retain the lead, or is Rehan going to stroll past? It's not.
He's at a 120 flat then, that last lap. The one before it, Dykey behind him in the 123. Gallen on 129. So these guys are on old tyres, not much fuel. I reckon they're giving away too much time.
I think he needed to try and predict, and it's almost be impossible.
He's in the pits. He's in the pits. He's in the pits. Let's have a look.
So Tannock's in. Here comes Leonage. Oh, he's got heaps of time. Oh, it's going to be... I don't even think this is going to be close. Oh, I don't know.
The crap thing about this track is the camera doesn't show you the merging of the bloody the pit entry and the thing from the front, which would be awesome if it did. Okay, I didn't hear that. Troy Dooley has been black flagged. He needs to... Oh, no, that was early. That was earlier.
Dyke's also in. Leonage is going to come around the final corner. Tanek's only just come off the jacks. Rehan's going to take the lead, and it's going to be a substantial lead over him as well as he comes out of the pit lane. So Leonage now leads the way by...
Oh, Mulford, look at Mulford too wide.
Oh,
look at this. Control. Oh.
It was so good. We had to double it up. Mulford's got the move done though on Tanek.
Crazy.
Tanek
That's a
lost.
great little battle out of there. That is crazy fast. That was such a tight little go. I think the difference in tyres as well, the heat content between the two of them. Tanek did really well to do that.
Tanek lost 5 seconds to Rehan Leonage by going 5 laps longer on his stint.
Dyke has come out behind Coleman, so there hasn't been a massive change between those guys.
I think this just proves how powerful the undercut really is around Winton, and if you can get out in clean air and you've got some pace as well. Oh, the battle's still on. Tanek wants this. He wants P2 on the road.
He's having a good old sniff about it too. He's going to have a go at the chicane. He is so close here. He will be having a go at the chicane. Is he going to go left and right? Is he going to dummy it on the outside and tuck it in on the inside?
I think he may
No, he's
wait.
not close
Oh,
enough.
late dive.
Oh, he's diving.
He's going for it. There's contact. Oh, I think he's going to have to redress it. He's going to have to redress, surely.
Oh, he's going to have to, I think. I think he's going to have to. That was... Whoa, that was some fighting there. That was some crazy fighting there. But it's given, you know what? It's given Dykey and Coleman a chance to catch up to that fight there. They've just both gone on the back of, on the 5/10s at the back of Mulford and oh, he's still going. He's putting the foot to the floor. He's not stopping.
Rushworth in chat saying, no, the one on Tuesday night was a drive-through for the inside cars. The outside car was punted off track. Oh, that's right. Thank you for letting us know.
Tannock's called that in to have a look.
I mean, I don't know how you can call that in. From our view, that's a redress, if anything.
No, listen, it's our view. That's a problem. It could be there's the view from the outside, the inside, and everywhere. So let's see what they say.
That's right. It comes up to race control at the end of the day.
Yeah.
John Gallen's in. Rehan's
It's all about race line, breaking points, and everything like
exactly
that. Well,
right.
I'm sure they've got. They're going to have fun in there looking at that one. Gallen's gone in the pits. Oh, he's been asked to readdress. So we'll see what happens here. How's he going to readdress this without losing a place to Dyke? That's going to be the key. I think he's got. I think he's got 3 laps to do it in, or in a couple of quarters. I can't remember. RC, give us your into the chat. How many laps or how many corners does he need to readdress by? I can't remember the rules on in our rule book.
I think he's going to let him go. He's going to redress it as soon as possible.
He is, but look at Dykey. He can smell it. Dykey can smell it. He needs to tuck in.
What I think Tanek's going to do.
He needs to tuck in like crazy.
He does. He needs to put up the tent in behind the rear wing of Mulford. Let him drag him along. Let him take the position from Tanek as well.
He can smell the blood.
He can.
This readdress is going to be key. If you get it up on both screens, the outside and inside.
There it is. He's redressed it now. That was probably the best spot for him to do it because now he can defend the inside line from Jamie Dyke. That was a smart place to do it.
Be spewing.
He will.
Dyke will be spewing.
But
great bit of driving there.
Oh,
this is what I get. This is what I come here on a Sunday night to watch, guys. Viewers out there, this is V8 Supercars at Winton. This is why we love it.
And he's giving him a little. He's giving him a little kiss on the rear end as they come through the second to last corner. It's maximum pressure from Bruce Tanek on Tim Mulford for P2 on the road at the moment. Is he going to go for it again, or is he going to wait? He's going to be patient this time by. He's maybe going to try and line it up for turn 3. If he can get the run off the chicane, does well. Not quite close enough this time by, though. But maybe, just maybe, he can sniff some blood in the water and he can find another opportunity to get this move done on Tim Mulford. But Tanek, at the end of the day, has to do it clean. He cannot do what he did last time Otherwise, RC may not give him a slap on the wrist. They may give him a podium for repeat offence, a penalty for repeat offences. Look at him, he's right up on his tail.
There's the tree. I tell you what, the boys behind them are all waiting. They're all waiting to see what Bruce Tannock does. Dykey is 4/10 on the back of him. War Boys, he's got himself up in the 5th place. He's 4/10 behind, Colm behind that. So we've got these 5 guys.
He's dived him.
All behind them. He's on the inside.
He's giving a bit of a balk. He's hurt himself. Dykes come through. And so's War Boys.
War Boys has got it as well. Oh, that just cost him Bruce Tannock. Just need to wait a bit more, wait a bit longer.
And here comes Coleman as well, silent assassin with War Boys. They come onto the main straight. There's still 12.5 minutes to go in this race. It could go anywhere at this point. He's got the run. Can he get it in turn 1? Mulford covers the inside, gives him a little bit of a door.
Look at that. Coleman's in the action as well. Coleman's got on the outside of War Boys now. He's got the advantage. He's got the pace and power going for War Boys is flashing those lights.
Tannock is hungry to get these moves back. He's salty with himself that he dropped those moves. And then he dropped those positions through it as well. War Boys trying to put Tim Mulford off as best as he can. Dyke's trying to just run away at this point. The gap's already out to 1.5 seconds. But War Boys, a fast and furious approaching War Boys, is putting all sorts of pressure on Tim Mulford. And is now the time that he's going to crack. Is he finally cracking under the pressure that's been put on him this whole race? He led the first half, came in for the stop, and all of a sudden now he's getting pounced by a heap of piranhas and a heap of other attacking animals, because obviously Coleman is the fishy and piranha in this case. But the battle continues on. Oh,
the person who's benefited out of all this is Jamie Dyke.
Oh, he has.
These boys are fighting like crazy behind him. And he's managed to gap them by 2 seconds of all the action that's going in. He is in cruise control on his way to a second position on the podium. But these boys in the back, the action is fast and furious. Here we go. War Boys tucking in, showing it the left side, the right side. Is he going to go the over-under? Oh, he's making Mulford take a lot of curb there.
He's trying to deke him. Mulford covers the inside. War Boys wants the switch back. He holds him right up into Tannock. They have a
three-way tap.
That was. The pressure is almost insurmountable at this point.
I don't know if you're going to see that anywhere else this week, people. Viewers, tell your mates, tell your friends to come in and watch this, because this is some epic racing. And look at War Boys. Oh, he's overcommitted War Boys. He's hit the post. That's cost him. That's cost him. He's dropped down to 8th. Oh man! I bet. Look, you got to put your cards on the table and try it. He tried it, and it just slid off it. Oh, if you can get back and watch the replay a little bit and show how he lost that, mate, that'd be awesome.
We will
try
try
and calm it down. I'll wake the boy up. I'm getting too excited here.
We'll try and find a break in the action, but we're back to the main event we had before. It's a replay of what we had only a few laps ago. Tannock on Mulford. Tannock up the inside. There's a bit of a knock between them. Coleman sneaks on through as well. And Mulford is like a beaten dog at the moment, just trying to survive on the streets of Winton as the two drivers of Coleman and Tannock push their way through.
All right, so we've had a few people call some things in. I've heard Coleman call in something about weaving in front of him. I've heard War Boys call in about having a look at the whole lap in front of him. And then I've also heard Tannock say something as well. So they're not happy, but I tell you what, up here in the booth, we're happy because this is some epic racing.
So there we can see Tannock had the line. Mulford's then tried to turn him, but Tannock's there, obviously. Coleman's then snuck through. I think fair play. Tannock put the car in the right spot, and that's his position at this point. He's done well.
From this view, it does look good.
Yeah, from the way that Blake Warboys actually lost his position, if we head back up to the blimp, you'll see he actually hops the curb as they come through, and that's what then unsettles the car. Maybe a little bit of net code from Tannock as well. Just helped him round a little bit.
Yeah, it didn't look like Tannock touched him, did it?
No, so I think it was the combination of the loss of grip, but also that little net code from Tannock has then forced him through. But we've settled a little bit now.
We catch our voices, bring it back to a nice decibel again, and you know what, Rian, I've got him on my camera. He's in cruise control. Dude is sitting there pulling his best laps are 1:19.189, sitting on 19.798 for the last lap, and he is just gapped it out to 12.34 seconds on Dyke. Dyke, after all that, has managed to gap Bruce Tannock and the boys by 4.12. So this pack is now settled. These guys are taking a lot out of their tyres. A lot out of their tyres.
I noticed Dodsey gave a bit of a door there at Stone Street through turn 3. I don't know whether there'll be a redress coming for that one or not. Maybe just a bit of hard racing between them, but they're still rolling around at this point in time. All boys trying to come back.
Had a few calls in, but you know what? It's from our perspective, it's hard racing, so it's too hard to make any calls about going crazy here. Watching the completely changed. Mulford is down 3 places in 5th place after fighting and battling up the front end most of the night and holding these boys up and driving some superb driving style out there. So we've got Jamie Dyke, Bruce Tannock, Dave Coleman, Till Mulford, and Blake Warboys is starting to catch Harry Dodds now and getting his way back up as well. So a lot of fun to be had still, and we are down to the last 7 minutes.
We are down to 7 minutes left.
The boys that have pitted in the 10th lap and 9th lap, will they need to pit again? I think Leonard will be right. He's had plenty of time to do some fuel saving up the front.
I think Coleman might be in hot
Dad
water.
will agree with me. I think it would be. I think the only one really in danger is maybe Coleman, but he might be spluttering near the end.
Yeah.
You know what? At this point, you'd take the rear of grid for the top 4 positions, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think
Even if you
I
sputtered all the way.
think you do. I think you do at this point. I mean, he hasn't really had the greatest of races this season. He's had some great performances, don't get me wrong. But I think, you take this any day of the week. You take the top 4, you take the points, start from the back next week in the Enduro, and just hope that you can make your way through. It means that he doesn't have to worry about the shootout. He can just make sure he's in by, well, he doesn't even have to show up for qualifying. He can just show up when the race server goes live and go racing.
Yeah, correct. Where are we next week? Watkins?
Watkins with the Enduro, so.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Watkins Glen, full bus stop, full track, top 10 shootout, Enduro race is going to be some epic battles on that track. Lots of passing opportunities.
Don't forget your Mikey next week, Sinker, as Warboys comes through on Dodds. Speaking of overtaking opportunities in towards turn 1. As well off the back of that one there. Now moves up into P6. Yeah, your Mikey, it's your bus pass in Victoria.
My wife takes care of my Mikey. Have I got enough credit to my Mikey, mate? No, she says no, you're stuffed.
Oh, well, you're going to have to go to the newsagents then before Tuesday, otherwise you're not going to be allowed to stop.
Warboys is working his way through that pack slowly. He's doing an epic battle. He's passed Harry Dodds like he was standing still then. So he's doing a great job. If you really want to be coached by some epic driving, I'll tell you what, shout out to the Leonard family. These boys and their team driving like absolute crazy people out there. Smooth, clean. It's very impressive. I think we've seen it as soon as Leonard gets some fresh air, he is gone like crazy. You really need to keep the car in front of him and get your elbows out. Tannock did it well for a long time there, but that undercut took it away from him.
So just to confirm as well, we're within the final 5 minutes, so no safety cars here tonight, Sinker, and it's going to be a straight sprint home for this one. Warboy still continuing to try and put Tim Mulford off ahead of him up the road. We've got Jace Douglas in the chat. Hopefully we can see him on track soon enough. And yeah, I mean, it should be a good week of racing. Obviously, Watkins on Tuesday night. And Sunday night as well, because I don't think it's a stops round next weekend.
So what you've got in the bottom screen at the moment is the battle for second place in the Pro-Ams. So Edward Cowan and Rick Viger. John Gallen, who's been very solid tonight, he's just done his job and that's all there is to it. He is nearly 3.5 seconds on Andrew Cowan, taking it out to the Pro-Am top position. But then you've got Cowan and Rick Viger fighting it away for the second and third place. Okay, so that incident with Warboys was net code involved, as we suspected, from what we could see from our view.
Yeah, it initial bump unsettled the car, obviously. But then I think as Tanik drove through, obviously iRacing was a little bit shitty. And then they have the net code, and that's what's actually forced him off as Mulford had a bit of a blink. Warboys tried to go for the move, and unfortunately he's doored him off track. No, I can't really tell if that's Mulford's fault or if that's a racing incident. We've got 3 minutes to go. If it's going to be anything, it'll be a post-race penalty for somebody.
Yeah.
Whether they
Sure
do
hard to
that or
see.
not.
You know what? I blinked and missed it.
Yeah, it just happened, you know. So.
Yeah. Oh, 40 people watching tonight. Thank you, viewers, for coming out. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do like and subscribe. It helps us a lot. It might not be a big thing for you guys, but for us, it's huge.
So do appreciate it. Wherever you may be watching from, if you guys haven't already, hit the like button, the subscribe, and the bell icon to get notified anytime we go racing. So much racing to come still in the final 3 rounds of this season. We're at round 6 at the moment, then we've got round 7, 8, and 9 left to go of this season. Next week for Supercars, we go to Watkins. The week after, we get Driver's Choice, which is Road Atlanta. And then we head out to Belle Isle for the final round, which should be absolutely epic. Pure chaos ensuing on the streets of Detroit. What a better way you could end out your championship, which could also really spice up the way the order ends out when we get to the final checkered flag of the season.
Tell you what, the racing is not over. You can see in front of Blake Warboys is Harry Dodds, and in front of that is Mulford. So they are putting in a great little battle there from Mulford onwards. And also, looks like the Pro-Ams are sort of starting to settle in. Cowie is starting to spread his wings away from Rick Vicker. Or as we're going to call him soon, Ryger.
Yeah, Cowie's actually got some lap traffic ahead of him.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not lap traffic, it's Rehan. It's Rehan who's actually past Cowie. So not... Oh no, it might actually be Steve Vella. Is it Steve?
I don't
it
know,
is Steve.
but I've got...
it is,
I've
it's
got
Mr. Vella.
Yeah. I've got the camera on Mulford at the moment. He's got Harry Dodds and Warboys fighting him out the back of the gum tree as they pass it. As you can just see that koala sitting there chewing on the gum leaf saying, what the hell are you guys doing at my place today?
So Vella is back out there ahead of that battle with Cowan and
Bit of a rear end waggle there from Dodds. It looks like it's given Warboys a bit of momentum on. We've got him right up on the back of him. And I reckon give him another lap.
What will be in store for V8s at Belle Isle, Steph? Carnage as we come on to the final lap of this race.
Baby. That's actually going to be really good. We've raced there before in the V8s and it was spectacular.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the ticket review's tomorrow night, Jack Oz. So if as long as Sync is on early enough, then we can have a chat with you tomorrow. Unless you want to do it tonight, it's up to you, Jack. But Leonage leads the way on the final lap of the race as he comes round the gum tree. He's got a 14.5 second gap over Jamie Dyke in behind him, as well as Bruce Tanik in P3. David Coleman and Tim Mulford make up the top 5. It's going to be an epic end to this season coming. Leonage is out of the championship battle as he missed the first couple of rounds, but he's just picking up some great points for himself at this stage in time. I might just stop sharing my screen to you, Sinker, because it's starting to jump a little bit. As Leonage comes round the final corner now to end out this race and to come home P1 in a double bubble moment at Winton, winning race 1 and now race number 2 for Phoenix Racing. Dyke is going to come home in P2, 15 seconds down the road from Rehan. He's then got a further 3 seconds back from him. Bruce Tanik, who makes up the podium for DPR here tonight. David Coleman comes home P3 for Fishy, with Tim Mulford coming home with standing Dodds and Warboys. Crosses the line in P5 with Dodds and Warboys P5 and P6. Stone Street P8, Doble P9. Gala makes up the top 10 and comes home P1 for the Pro-Ams.
P1 and Andrew Cowan second over the line, and Rick Viger sitting there for the 3rd place on the Pro-Ams grid. What a absolute pearler, mate. That was, tell you what, action galore. My throat is just coming back to me now. The boys put on a show which was just off its head today, which is, hope the viewers enjoyed it as much as we did. Tell your mates about it. Go watch the replay because that was some really nice racing to watch. Really nice.
Winton delivered some phenomenal racing once again in the supercars. As we mentioned, this coming week we have our last enduro of the season for Watkins Glen. It'll be an 80-minute affair, top 10 shootout, full qualifying to come. That'll start on Tuesday night. Then we'll have another one on Sunday for the pros and pro-am side of things. For the F3s this week, Sinker, I believe we are going to Montreal, back to Canada for another F1 shadow round. So it'll be a normal length round out at Montreal for some street circuit action. Could be quite chaotic. The 8.6s are going to New Hampshire this week. The IMSA Shadow Series is going to Laguna Seca. As we mentioned, if we get 15 entries into that race before 7:50 p.m. or if we confirm that we're going to get 15 before 7:50 p.m.
Keep your ears open for Friday night. There'll be an announcement within the next 48 hours.
Okay, very good. And then obviously, back on Sunday for another race in the Pro-Am field with Watkins Glen Enduro to come. So big week to come here for round number 7. Going to be massive.
Get a grid shot because the boys are lined up. They're all there. All the podiums from top to bottom. They've done an epic fight tonight, and they have done an absolute killer of an effort tonight. Very proud of all the drivers out there tonight. These boys absolutely tore it up. They're all doing their burnouts, all standing in line on the grid. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, doing a burnout. Oh, I gotta love this stuff. Oh, here we go. Nothing but smoke. I guess that's what we love about the V8s as well. You know, you finish it off with a big burnout, and you get to celebrate it on the track, and everyone, let's go with some of that built-up energy they've hold back for the whole race.
Well, I wonder if anyone's actually going to heed our advice and go over to the burnout pad tonight, Sinker.
Oh, look, I don't know. We have warned them in the past, but we'll see. We'll see. The
provisional race results for race 2 while we wait for the boys to come in and have a chat to us, Sinker, of course. Will be Rehan Leonage to Jamie Dyke and Bruce Tannick to make up the top 3 for not only the pros but also overall here tonight. Coleman and Mulford make up the top 5 ahead of Dodds, Warboys, Stone Street and Doble in the top 9. Gallen then makes up the top 10 but gets P1 for the Pro-Ams ahead of Cowan and Viger for that podium. San Fuentes P13 on the road ahead of Daly and Visma for the top 15. Dooley Vella then make up the top 17 with Will Brown 7 laps down. And I don't believe actually ended the race at the checkered flag. Barber and McAvoy, Mr. Greg and Mr. Tyson, we appreciate your time. Appreciate you doing the race control efforts here tonight. Without them, we couldn't go racing as the cars are pulling up to grid now. And we'll see some of their burnouts happen as we wait for them to join us.
Yep. If the RC team could let the drivers know that we'll have the top 3 of the pros and the winner of the Pro-Ams up to the green room. And then we'll have a bit of a chat. I think Jonathan Gallen is the winner. We've got him there ready to rock and roll. Ready to go, mate?
Yep.
Yes,
I'm just going to pick a good spot to go back to so we can get some good B-roll of the cars. So,
look at that.
This one will do me as they pull
Coleman
up.
bloody wheel cable came out of the lap before pit stop. Oh, no, I had to hurdle the lane with no limiter to make sure I didn't speed. Oh, no, that sucks. Oh, mate, Coleman, you did well. Good recovery, mate. Up to 4th place tonight. It's good to see you out there. All right, we'll grab
in Mr. Gallen for our P1 for the Pro-Ams here tonight.
Mr. Jonathan Gallen, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, mate, sweating like a you-know-what, and I'm not going to say it, and I just can't believe what just happened.
Was that fun?
I just got so, mate, more than fun. I don't know. I think I was doing backflips out of my sim, actually.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure. We tried to catch as much action as we could tonight going up and down the field because it was action-packed everywhere, man. Some of the fighting on the track was just off its nut tonight. I think the viewers had an absolute blast. I hope we got as much coverage with you boys in the back there as well, fighting through. But it looks like everyone had a blast, mate. With 20 cars on grid, it was some of the best racing I've seen in a while.
Yeah, it was crazy. That 20-minute heat race, that was I don't know. I just seen cars collide here, there, go everywhere, and I'm like, stay out of trouble, stay out of trouble. I think I finished that one with a 0x. I was pretty wrapped with that.
It appears the strat, John, is get the Gallon fan club started by you being the first in the chat.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's
Yeah,
how you then
that's
get
it.
P1 in Pro-Am. That's going to be the strat from now on.
I've got to tell you something, mate.
I'll
when the
try.
fan club's there, you're not much job. When the fan club's not there, you're not much job.
Yeah, mate, I need them. I'm going to have to pay them extra, I think.
It seems to be when they're all there, you just come and shine for the occasion, mate. You're a big night player.
I try. I haven't got the quality down pace yet. Like as you've seen, I sat there at the back, qualified last pretty much. And but I knew my race pace. I knew I had pretty good race pace as long as I kept it clean, tidy, kept the car out of trouble.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to be in for something good, but to take P1 in both, I don't know what to say.
It's awesome, mate. That's sensational driving, mate, and it's good to see. And it's good to see you just getting up there and getting on those steps, mate. It's fantastic. It puts, but it's when we see drivers that are improving and getting better, it puts another story to what we're watching out there. And me and Hamish talk about it all the time. And your fan club love you, so you're doing a great job, mate.
Big hats off to those guys. So I don't know what else to say. The support's massive. It's good. It keeps me going. Keeps me blood pumping. Makes me want to keep racing.
That's exactly what it is, mate. Come out and have fun on a Tuesday and a Sunday night. All right. Who gets the Pelicans out on track, mate?
Well, for starters, I'd like to thank the boys in the team. It was a awesome setup. We ran it on Tuesday. I made some refinements tonight. Got it a bit more better, and it paid off. So, the guys at Team PR, Pacific Esports Racing, big shout out Lake Edge Holiday Units at Burrell Lake. Go visit them. One Shot Pest Management in Ulladulla. Bin the Blade for Balin Foundation. W Energy Drinks. Tim Nickel Photography, and Player One Sim Gear. And big shout out to you guys too. The broadcast, Hamish, Steve, it's awesome. Warren Brown Tools for jumping on and supporting the league. It's great, and all the behind the scenes. Thank you,
John. When are we going to see a merge between Apex and Pacific to make the Apex Pelican Racing team?
Don't know.
You reckon the fan club's shared? I think the fan club is shared, mate. It's good. You
they're,
know what?
They're half Apex, half Pacific Esports Racing, so I'm waiting for their teams to merge at this point.
No, look, it's good to have love across teams, mate. I just love it. I just love the SAW community, mate. Everyone gets behind everyone, and they love the unsung heroes at the back as well as the champions at the front. So, Gallon, excellent effort, mate. Good luck for the rest of the season. Top 10 shootout next week, so get yourself some practice in some hot laps.
Watkins Glen's one of my favourite.
Nice to hear, mate. Nice to hear. All right, dude. Good luck, and hope to see you at the podium next week again.
Cheers, mate. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Hamish.
Thanks, mate.
Take care, buddy.
Ciao.
I think I predicted this one, mate, and we're going to drag the fella in.
Mr. Tannock on the podium.
Mr. Bruce Tannock, the drift legend of New Zealand. The beginning of the show tonight, I said, I want to see Tannock on podium. And what do? After so many weeks away, I should say weeks, not a couple of seasons away from a podium, you ripped it out tonight, mate, with a killer drive.
Yeah, this place is a personal favourite, that's for sure. I spent heaps of time here doing a bit of coaching with Giz, and he gave me a killer set for this place, so it just hooks up. It's real good. I love it.
Nice, mate. Well, it looks like you had a ball out there, mate.
Oh, I guess you could call it that, like bit of slap and tickle, so to speak.
Oh, you got to do it, mate. You got to do it. I was telling some of the times the boys are that far up each other's rear end pipes, and they're getting carbon monoxide poisoning, and you guys just swapping paint, swapping rubber. It was so much fun to watch. Me and Hamish, I think this was probably I'm going to speak for you, Hamish. Probably the call of the season so far. The amount of positional changes and the fighting amongst it was just been absolutely crazy.
I mean, I think was Mategi round 6 last season for the Supercars Sinker?
I said this season, not last
season.
season.
But I'm asking, was Mategi round 6 of last season?
Oh, it could have been. It could have been.
Let me check. I'll quickly check. If it was, there must be something about round 6 for the Supercars just providing absolute peak Pete calls for us here in the booth.
Bruce, it looks like you had a lot of fun. Pace was good. You did really well holding up the front of the grid for a while. The undercut was massive tonight. That sort of put the anchors on you a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, I knew Nashi was spotting for me, and I knew that Dave going early and Tim going early and Rayhan going early and all that, we were just keeping an eye on it. And to be fair, you just got to take your. I didn't really think he was going to block that ridiculously, so that made it kind of a bit stupid. But we dealt with that, so to speak. But the best part, I just loved the start on the reverse top 10. I think it was 4th into turn 3, so that was awesome. From 8th.
It was good. I think you and Ryan were up a couple of places straight away, which is blistering pace. And it still gets me how you guys drive that fast, that close, in that chicane in the first corner, and then the tight right hander was so tight and so clean. It was amazing to watch. What sort of gear are you racing in? Have you got yourself obviously a direct drive and everything like that? You feeling all the little pushes and nudges you're getting?
Yeah, actually, I've got a SimiCube Ultimate and SimiCube pedals as well, the new flashy one, so they give you little pulses in your foot when you're going to lock.
Yeah,
so definitely. I'm really getting the hang of those. But mainly, Darren Lobb came down to my house about a month ago and changed all my SimiCube settings. And oh my God, just night and day. It's not huge for pace, but feel like being able to catch the car and do other things like that. Like it's up, like it's heavy now. Like she's a lot of work. Like you come off sweating after a 40-minute race. But it just gives you, like, I can, from going from my real race car to that, it honestly it almost feels like the real deal. It's pretty cool.
You drive yours a very heavy setting. I like mine with a heavy setting as well, so that I can feel everything coming through and feel like I'm pulling the car around a corner rather than two finger sort of stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't drive with one hand on the wheel half through most corners. You're muscling the thing around the corner, like it's probably about 23 Newton meters or something. So pretty full on. But honestly, when I first started it, I said to him, "There's no way I'm sticking with this." And he goes, "Give it a week." And just the benefit of, like, you can feel that, like, you literally feel the car start to step out. And now just getting the hang of the biggest thing I reckon is coasting. Like, I used to trail brake. I just got to keep your head in it and get off the trail brake, get off the trail brake, get off the trail brake, because it might be 1 or 2 Ks that you think you're steadying the car, but this car turns nicely without any brake. So that's the difference between, brake marker and off the brake is the main thing. So getting on the brake and getting off it in time, like even turn 1 here, braking in a straight line and then coasting over the curb, whereas I used to trail brake all the way to the curb and stuff like that. It's just little things like that, looking at, just don't get enough time to spend on it, obviously, with working and carrying on. But when you get on there, especially these Sunday nights are really good, because it's the night where there's nothing on. So
excellent, mate. Well, 2 things for you. Get on the lobby and tell him, where the hell are you been? Tell him Sinker's pissed at him because he hasn't raced this season. He's registered. And I really wanted to see him battle it out there at the front of the grid, because that puts all my champions on. Second thing is, was that you in the drift car I saw during the week on the socials, or someone else driving?
No, that's why we did a ride day for our sponsors, for a thank you for the season. So they throw all the money at us to go and do it. So we had my sponsors and a couple of their kids came for rides and stuff. So it was good. Mike Woodette, Mad Mike, runs days about just 40 minutes up from my house at the Hampton Downs track. So we'll go out again in a few weeks. Got about 60 tyres left from the season, so we'll go and burn some tyres.
Nice
but
work,
it's funny.
mate. Nice
it's funny
work.
though. If I jump on the sim after I've driven my car, I can't do it. It feels awful, because you're so used to, because of course, obviously, grip racing versus drifting, which all the wrong disciplines. Like we're talking an hour and a half after leaving the track, you jump on your simulator and you're like, oh, it feels awful. So, but quick update on Darren. He's got a bit of an old man. He got shingles and he was in bed ridden for 2 weeks. And then he took about a week to recover from that. Then he had a work conference. Now he's got COVID.
Oh no, that's why he's not back. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So
well,
he's been in the wars, but he's slowly coming back. He did 1 race last week, so he reckons he's starting to feel a bit better. So he'll probably be back before the end of the year.
Excellent, mate. Good to see. Good to hear. All right, dude, you're an absolute legend. Who gets the Mag and Turbo Bruce Tannock out on track?
Well, just Mag and Turbo, but my tyre sponsor is a company, White Eye International. Work Wheels, or all my kind of personal sponsors for simulator stuff. It's all Mag and Turbo, which is just my business. So no, it's all good.
Excellent, mate. I do follow you on socials and love your work, mate. You're doing a great job out there. Congratulations, dude. Good to have you back on the podium. Good to be able to have a chat for a while. We haven't done it for a while. Take care of yourself, and good luck for the rest of the season. Top 10 shootout next week. So I'm looking at big things for you.
Cool. Thank you, boys.
Cheers, brother. Mr. Dyke, how you doing, mate?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Oh, very good. I tell you what, these boys fighting behind you did you a favour, didn't they?
Behind me, in front of me. Just keep my nose clean, keep one eye on the championship, and they just give it to me.
I know. Well, it was looking like it was going to be the 5 years just battling like crazy behind Ryan, and then they started nudging each other and gave you the option, and you just went for it and took it. And I think the last, 10 minutes you were in just practice session mode?
Yeah. Trying to conserve a little bit of fuel. I short filled as much as I could.
Yep.
And yeah, it was really, really Coleman that gave me the chance to put it in that position. He let me through a couple laps after my stop and slotted in right in front of Blake.
Yep.
And knowing he was there gave me the chance to go on the attack. And once I saw how aggressive they were going, I was like, "Ooh, I'll calm down and sit half a second back and see what happens."
I tell you what, it was so much fun to call this race tonight. It was crazy. Just one highlight that I remember with you was when Bruce had to readdress, and then you were sniffing right behind him like crazy, and waiting to hopefully sneak through as well. But he did an amazing job just sneaking in right between the two of yous.
At that corner, there was no way I could capitalize on it. It's very hard to do unless he did it in the last sector or the first sector. But yeah, I knew he was angry and he was going to go after Tim, and I just yeah, if they came together, they came together. If they didn't, they didn't. I'm not sure. I didn't really see Tim for much of the race, but I knew Bruce had pace on me.
Yep.
He had probably a 10th or 2 a lap, so yeah.
Your pace dropped off when you came out of the pits. Was it just was it the setup you weren't happy with? Because you looked like you were sitting in the 120s for a while.
No, I wasn't. The setup that I have here, I've only got really one decent one, and it's for a really hot track.
Yep.
So like for Scops, it's great, but 23 degrees, it suffers a bit.
Yeah.
So I wasn't exactly happy with the setup. I know coming into the first, where is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, turn 8. I was struggling to pull it up without locking a brake.
Coleman reckons is a good one, mate. He uses it.
No, we use different race sets.
He's giving you shit.
We use the same quali set, but we use different race sets. But the quali set that we run and the race set that he runs, I made, and I was like, the race set's not that great. And he's like, I love it.
Well, you know what? It's actually probably one of Coleman's better drives for a while, which is good. Up in 4th place. It's good to see him up there. He's a sucker for getting stuck into all sorts of stuff, spinning and walls and all that sort of thing. He's had a up and down season this season. You're going to straighten him out or what?
Well, the funny thing is, he actually had a mechanical failure this race.
I know, he said that, yeah.
Yeah, so he probably lost 4 or 5 seconds in his stop because of it. So he probably would have had second. He probably would have been in front of all the boys that were battling.
Yeah.
But
Coleman reckons he pushes too hard, but I can't see him being fit enough to push that hard.
Nah, he did really well. He just he's
excellent, mate.
Let him down a bit.
There is one good thing that Cole will be happy with. He will be getting something in the post in the next few days, so he should look out for his mailbox. I want him to go out every day this week as of Tuesday onwards and check his mailbox because there'll be stuff coming out to all the drivers that have won something in the last few series. So there's a few there for you, Mr. Dyke, too. A lot of stuff. Freight's costing me a packet, but it's worth it because it's going to put some smiles on some dials. Mate, who gets the Fishy Boys out on track and supports you boys? Do you remember?
Obviously, I'd like to thank, our sponsors, West End Motor Group, Infinity Designs, Precision Sim Training, DC Shades, and Battery Warehouse Early Beach. And again, I'll give a shout out to Coleman. Teamwork got me there. And I probably couldn't have done it without him. So thanks, mate.
Excellent, mate. Well, it's good to have you boys out. Maybe we can get Mr. Whiting and Blake out there. Actually, the young fella's missing tonight too. Ty Delaney.
They're all practicing for the 24 next weekend.
Okay. We'll forgive them.
They're not really in the hunt where me and Coleman are up towards the top. So
yeah, and fair enough to that too. Well, mate, congratulations, well done on a podium, and good luck next week. Top 10 shootout at I've forgotten the name.
Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen. So it's going to be an absolute pearl. I'm really looking forward to it, mate. Good luck, and I'll speak to you maybe next week.
No worries. Hang on. Do we know what layout it's going to be?
Full layout.
It's the full with the bus stop.
Yeah, full layout with the bus stop.
Ooh,
so
lovely.
Bring your bus past, Dikey, because we know there can be some chaos through there.
Mate, I love bus stops. That's why they call me the bus driver.
Oh, very good. we know that you'll never pull out in the bus stop anyway. So you just
I thought it was those big burly biceps and shoulders, mate. They called you the bus stop.
No, it's the angle I used to have my steering wheel at.
That's right. Like you're driving a truck.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Take care of yourself. Be good, mate. And I'll speak to you next week, maybe.
Have a good week, boys.
Take care, mate. Mr. Rian Leonage, how are you, buddy?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Sorry to keep you waiting, mate. It was it's always the worst. It's good to win the race, but the worst thing about it is you're sort of last in the queue for all the interviews and everything like that. And you probably got a bit bored in that one. Did you? What were you listening to? Was there any music going on, or did you just relax and just did practice laps after you got to the front spot?
Well, once we got there, it was just driving and surviving, and like you said, waiting last interview. I was just watching some replays, trying to pass some time.
It was a lot of fun. How was that? I reckon you would have had a blast in that feature coming from 10th, coming through that pack. I think you got in the first lap and a half up 4 or 5 places. You got a ripper start off the line. Was it? How did it feel at your end?
Yeah, I definitely like the inverted top 10, especially at tight tracks that are very hard to pass, like Winton. I think that definitely made the second race more interesting. Honestly, I'm surprised that we didn't have massive carnage straight away from that top 10. But yeah, managed to get a good start, and it wasn't about aggression. It was more just about car placement as other people were holding each other up and stuff. And then we got to the front and then just tried to hold on to it from there. I knew that if I tried to be too aggressive in anyone, it could come to bite me back. So, yeah, we just played it with pit strategy.
Well, I think that's one thing you got to get used to at SRW is the carnage isn't that often. It really isn't. Like, we come to some really tight tracks and we sit here as commentators thinking, oh, this is going to be hairy, this is going to be carnage left, right, and centre. But then the respect that's given, the space that's given, and the tight fighting is just next level. I mean, your teammate, Mr. Mulford, had an absolute ripper of a race tonight. It's a shame you couldn't get himself on the podium because he had a stonker of a race, and the battles he was having behind yourself and Dikey was absolutely sensational. So give him a good pat on the back when you speak to him next, mate. He drove out of his skin tonight really, really well.
Yeah, he did drive very well. It was a shame about some battles toward the end of the race. Up until then, he was having a very good race. And yeah, like you said, coming to SRW, I was very surprised how clean this inverted top 10 is. It's good to see.
It is. It is. We actually used to do a inverted top 20 in the 86s.
Oh.
But that only went for a couple of races because it was a 20-minute sprint and it just wasn't working for us. It was because we get 40 cars in the 86s and it's a lot of fun and a lot of carnage. Great to broadcast, but the drivers, it's just too much headache for them. It was too hard. But I think the top 10 lends to some really good quality racing, especially when you've got the first 5 rows guys reversed. They're all fast guys, so you can see that. I think, Hamish, we had was it less than a second between the top 10
for tonight? Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
about
qualities, I
0.8
think
of
it
a
was
second for lap time.
0.8, yeah. So 8/10 between the top 10, which was sensational. As soon as we saw that, we knew it was going to be some epic racing out there and a lot of fun to be had. We're just going to have to find someone to shake it up with you a bit more up the front there to keep you on your toes. Mr. Lob's going to be back in a week or two, so he's been off a bit crook, we hear from Mr. Tannock, so that could be someone else. War Boys had a bit of an off night tonight, got in trouble. But he was doing his best at one point. But I'm sure we'll get someone to give you a bit more exercise out the front. What do you reckon?
Yep, I look forward to Lob coming back. We'll see how that goes as well. And if Blake manages to stay out of trouble next round, could be quite interesting.
Yeah. Have you done with all the racing you've done? Have you done much top 10 shootouts?
Not really. Maybe like 1 or 2 from Bathurst 1000s. That's about it.
Yeah. Okay. So Watkins Glen full boot top 10 shootout next week, which is going to be a lot of fun. A bit of a headache changing service, but broadcast wise and the pressure that comes into the boys is pretty good. It's very brings a reality back to the racing because you get that off and that's it. It's all over. The lap doesn't count and you have to start from wherever you start from. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. I won't keep you up anymore, mate. Dad was in and had a bit of a chin wag in the chat as well. So say good day to him. Who brings you on team and supports the Phoenix racing team?
Obviously, Dad helps with the setups and teammates motivating as well to come out here. I'd like to thank Hybrid Racing Simulations, Melbourne Hydrographic Stepper, Prestige Cinematography, Aramex Australia, DHF Tires, RSW Graphics, Bubbles and Balloons, and Phoenix Driver Development. In PDD, I do the coaching, so if you'd like some coaching and some help with that, just hit us up. Also like to thank the broadcast team, you guys, and obviously Race Control. I heard there were a lot of calls tonight. And obviously anyone else behind the scenes who makes the league happen.
Excellent, mate. You're an absolute legend. Brilliant to have you on board. Good luck next week. We can't wait to call the race again.
Yep. Thank you. See you guys.
Cheers, buddy. Hamish.
Sinker.
What a night.
Oh, mate, it was absolutely epic. One of the best races of the season. Can confirm that Motegi race was round 6 of season 1. So round 6 is now known as the best round for supercars every single season. I don't want to hear a word of any other talks of better races for supercars for us. Because that's 2 seasons in a row now that round 6 has turned it on. But, you know, Winton turned it on for us once again. Obviously, a fantastic circuit. One of my favorites, as I've mentioned. And, you know, it just gave us some absolutely phenomenal battling, some phenomenal racing once again. And, yeah, it was a great time here tonight calling the action with you for our final round before we go to the US for 3 rounds in a row. Obviously, next week, the Enduro at Watkins Glen. Going to be a massive one. Obviously, you said the shootout, 80-minute race. You know, the full pomp and circumstance, and it's going to be a phenomenal run for round number 7. But that will bring an end to our show here tonight, obviously. It was great battles all round and one of the races of the season, if not the year that we've had here on SRW. But for myself, Hamish Munro Steve Sinkovic alongside.
One quick thing before we go.
Yes.
Before we say good nights, please, all viewers and drivers, keep your ears open for the next 48 hours on what's going to be happening on Friday nights for the remainder of the season, where we're going to take that to. Also, if you thought tonight was sensational and you've enjoyed this viewing, you can't miss Watkins Glen on Tuesday and Sunday night. I think it's going to be next level again. It's just going to be crazy, awesome racing. So thank you again, Hamish. And what do we always say when we leave this show?
Well, we got to give all of our shout-outs before we go tonight as well, Sinker. So big shout-outs to all of our series sponsors, including our title sponsors, Warren & Brown Tools and Shannon's Insurance, as well as our other sponsors, Motorsport Australia, Shunt Scenery, Groom Industries, NeuroPower, and DSL Rail Services. If you guys haven't already, please hit the like button, the subscribe, and the bell icon so you catch all the action we have here on SRW TV, including the Tuesday night Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars Series, the Wednesday night Shannon's Insurance Formula 3 Nationals, the Thursday night Shannon's Insurance Toyota GR86 Nationals, which is also a Motorsport Australia Series. The surprise what will be coming on Friday, which is likely to be brought by Warren & Brown Tools as well, whether it's IMSA or whether it's something else, that will be released in the coming days. And then ending out our racing week, the Sunday night Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars Super Sunday Series / Monday during Scops rounds right here on SRW TV. We've got 3 rounds left of this season. So much more action to come across all of our racing categories here on SRW TV. For myself, Hamish Munro, and Steve Sinkovic, thank you for joining us. Thank you for providing us with your viewing, taking time out of your lives to be here with us. We so appreciate it. But until next time, we'll see you Tuesday night for Watkins Glen. But stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
Amazing, I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters, almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanak, Jamie Dyke just absolutely drove away from us.